Introduction: The illusion of paper. Take a bill out of your wallet, or look at the digits on your bank screen. What do you see? Most human beings see security. They see power. They see freedom. Or more frequently, they see fear. They see lack. And they see a cruel and capricious God to whom they must sacrifice their entire lives just to obtain a few crumbs of gold. But I'm going to tell you what you are really seeing: collective hallucination. That paper is worth nothing. Those digits do not exist in any physical place. What you call money is not a thing. It is an agreement. It is a frozen belief. It is materialized trust. You have been lied to since the very day you were born on this earth. Since birth, society has injected you with a devastating mental virus. The belief that money is a scarce external resource that is difficult to obtain. They have taught you to hunt it down. You get up every morning, put on your armor, go out into the asphalt jungle and try to catch bills with a net, sweating, suffering, and competing. You spend your days selling your time, which is your life, in exchange for a few coins. And you wonder why it always escapes you. You wonder why, the more you pursue it, the faster it runs away. The answer is simple and brutal. Money flees from those who pursue it, because the pursuit is the ultimate proof that you do not have it in you. This audiobook is not a finance manual. I am not going to talk to you about the stock market, nor about cryptocurrencies, nor about savings. That is playing with effects. This audiobook is a manual of alchemy. We are going to work with the causes. We are going to perform an exorcism. We will clean your mind and your spirit today. We are going to remove from your psyche the demon of scarcity, that parasite that tells you that there is not enough, that money is evil, or that you do not deserve it. You have to understand this before we begin. Money is energy. It is a current. It is blood. It is life itself circulating through the social body of humanity. Blocking money is as pathological as blocking your breathing. If you are broke, it is not because the system is unfair, although it may be, or because you have bad luck. It is because your internal frequency is tuned to repel. Your electromagnetic field is screaming fear, and money, an obedient energy, obeys and stays away. Today we are going to change the dial. We are going to stop being beggars who ask for alms from the universe. We are going to become channels. We are going to stop looking for water in the desert, and we are going to become the source. If you are willing to let go of your old victim stories and forgive your past, you are finally ready. If you are willing to forgive your financial past and reprogram your spiritual DNA, then you are ready. This journey begins within the core of your being, where the true wealth resides. Open your mind, release your resistance, and prepare to witness the transformation of your reality into a life of absolute abundance and grace. Chapter 1: The Physics of Wealth. Nikola Tesla, the genius who illuminated the 20th century, left us the master key to the universe in a single sentence. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Most people read that sentence, nodded their heads, shared it on Facebook, and continued living their lives. They continued as absolute materialists. They still believe the chair is solid. They still believe their body is an isolated biological machine, and most tragically, they still believe that money is a physical object they must go out and find, accumulate, and protect. You are here to stop being part of the majority today. You are here to wake up to the underlying reality. And the reality is this: matter does not exist. What you call matter is simply energy vibrating at a speed slow enough to be perceptible by your senses. If you put a $100 bill under an electron microscope of sufficient power, the paper disappears. The ink vanishes. What you will see are atoms, empty space, and subatomic particles jumping in a dance of possibilities. You will see light. You will see energy. Therefore, money is not things. Money is condensed light, and light obeys very precise physical laws. You cannot catch light with a bear trap. You cannot force it into a dark room. You cannot force light to enter a dark room if you do not open the window. To have money, you must stop treating it as matter, hunting, and start treating it as frequency, tuning. Welcome to Chapter 1. Today we are going to enter the laboratory of reality. We are going to discover why you have been working so hard with so few results. We are going to discover that your bank account is not a reflection of your effort, nor of your intelligence, nor of your goodness. Your bank account is an exact, mathematical, and ruthless reflection of your frequency range. It is the readout of your internal vibration projected into the physical world of numbers and currency. The principle of resonance, the tuning fork. Imagine you have two tuning forks, those metal forks musicians use to tune. One is calibrated to the note A, 440 Hz. The other is also in A, 440 Hz. If you strike the first one and make it vibrate, and you bring it close to the second one without touching it, what happens? The second tuning fork begins to vibrate on its own. It begins to sing. This is called sympathetic resonance. Since they are identical in frequency, energy is transferred from one to the other without effort. They recognize each other. Now, imagine you have a third tuning fork calibrated to the note C, 261 Hz. You strike the first one, A, with all your strength. You bring it close. You bring it close to the third, C. What happens? Nothing. Absolute silence, no matter how much you shout, no matter how close you bring the tuning forks, no matter how much effort you make. The tuning fork of C is deaf to the tuning fork of A. There is no energy transfer. They are invisible to each other. It is physics. You are a living tuning fork. You are emitting a vibratory signal 24 hours a day. That signal is composed of your dominant thoughts, your visceral emotions, and your subconscious beliefs. Money, abundance, is also a frequency. It has a specific tone. The tone of money is freedom, security, expansion, joy, possibility, and ease. Let's say that is frequency FM 108.0. If you are vibrating in fear, worry, I can't make ends meet, it's too expensive, life is hard, or envy, you are broadcasting on frequency AM 50.0. You can work 18 hours a day. You can have 3 master's degrees. You can be the best person in the world. But if your fork is in fear, you fail. If your fork is in fear, AM 50.0, and money is in freedom, or FM 108.0, physics prohibits money from resonating with you. It will pass by your side and you will not see it. Or it will reach you and you will lose it immediately, because vibratory dissonance expels what does not fit. Poverty is not bad luck. It is a sync error. The dial of the cosmic radio. This analogy is the most powerful for understanding your current situation. The universe is an infinite field of waves. All realities exist right now, simultaneously, in the same space, but at different frequencies. In the room where you are now, there are radio waves of classical music, horror news, heavy rock, and silence. They are all there. But you only hear one. You hear the one your radio is tuned to. If your radio is on the station Misery FM, you will hear news of crisis. You will see unpayable bills. You will meet stingy clients, and your car will break down. You will say, "But this is reality. Look, I'm seeing it." And you are right. It is your tuned reality. But next to you, in the same country, in the same economy, there is another person tuned to Opportunity FM. And that person sees business where you see problems. They see money where you see expenses. It's not that they are smarter. It's that their radio catches music that you cannot hear at all. The tragic error of humanity is trying to change the music by manipulating the radio with a hammer. You scream at the radio, "I don't want to hear misery, play me rich people's music." And you hit the device, work harder, complain, struggle. But the dial has not moved. You are still on the same station. You are stuck there. To change the external reality, the music, you must gently turn the internal dial, the vibration. You must change stations. And that is not done with doing. It is done with feeling. You must find the internal frequency of the music you wish to hear before the speakers of your life can broadcast it into your physical world. The trap of need, the paradox of the hunt. Here we enter the core of the problem. Why do most people vibrate in scarcity? Because they need money. Need is, paradoxically, the most powerful money repellent that exists. Let's analyze the vibration of need. When you say or feel, "I need money urgently," what are you telling the quantum field? You are making a claim. You are affirming, "I do not have." Need is based on absence. You only need what you do not have. Therefore, the dominant vibration you emit is absence, lack. The universe, which is a neutral mirror, a giant photocopier, receives your signal of absence and says, "Received. Here are more circumstances to make you feel lack. Here is more so that you may be right." And it sends you a traffic ticket or an unexpected debt. It gives you more of what you are, and you are lack at that moment. That is why money flees from the desperate. Have you noticed that when you are desperate to sell, nobody buys? People smell your need. It is a sour, repellent smell. Unconsciously they think, if he is so desperate, his product is not good or he is not trustworthy. In contrast, when you have money and are calm, offers rain down on you. The bank wants to lend you money when you do not need it. It is the law. To him who has vibration of having, more will be given. To him who has not, it is taken. To him who has not, vibration of not having, even what he has will be taken away. It seems unfair, but it is physics. Water goes to the sea, money goes to wealth. To break this cycle, you have to do something counterintuitive and difficult. You have to stop needing money before the money arrives. You have to find the way now. You have to find the way to feel rich, secure, and abundant while your account is at zero. This is not madness, it is spiritual technology. If you manage to feel the peace of abundance without the physical evidence, the universe will have no choice but to precipitate the physical evidence to match your feeling. Reality follows. The vibratory signature of wealth. So, how does the frequency of wealth sound? Many people confuse the vibration of wealth with the vibration of euphoria or greed. They believe that vibrating high is jumping for joy, shouting, "I am a millionaire." No, that is hysteria, and hysteria usually hides fear. The true frequency of money is much more subtle and powerful. It is a mixture of three emotions. 1. Peace, security. The feeling that everything is fine, there is no urgency, the ground is solid, the nervous system is relaxed. 2. Freedom, expansion. The feeling that you have options. You can choose. You are not cornered. The chest opens. 3. Appreciation, gratitude. The ability to enjoy. It is the savoring of life. If you want to attract money, you have to practice these three emotions deliberately. Even if you are eating boiled rice, eat it with appreciation, enjoying the flavor. Even if you have debts, walk down the street with freedom, looking at the sky, not the ground. Act as if the wealth is already here. Even if you don't know how you will pay rent, breathe with peace, trusting that the solution will appear. By artificially holding these emotions, you are hacking the radio. You are broadcasting on FM 108.0. At first, it seems you are faking. But if you persist, the signal stabilizes and suddenly the phone rings, a client arrives, an idea appears, forgotten money is returned to you. The tuning fork has begun to resonate. You have aligned yourself with the flow of universal supply, and because you are no longer blocking the signal with the noise of need, the substance of wealth begins to manifest in your tangible reality with ease and grace. Money is neutral, neither good nor bad. To tune into money, you must remove the moral burden. Many spiritual seekers have a hidden conflict. They want money, but they believe that money is dirty, corrupting, or anti-spiritual. If you believe that money is evil, and you consider yourself a good person, your subconscious will not allow you to have money at all. It would be a contradiction. To be good, you would have to be poor. This is a massive vibratory block. Money is energy, and energy is neutral. Electricity, is it good or bad? If you use it to light up a hospital and save lives, it is good. If you use it to electrocute someone in an electric chair, it is bad. It has no bias. Electricity is innocent. It only powers the intention of the user. Money is the same. It is an amplifier. If you are a generous person and I give you $10 million, you will be super generous. You will build schools. You will help your family. If you are a mean person and I give you 10 million, you will be an unbearable tyrant. Money does not change you, it reveals you. It brings to light what you already are at a high volume. Therefore, do not be afraid to be rich. If you trust your heart, you know that money in your hands will be a blessing for the world. Repeat this. Money in my hands is a tool of light. It is safe for me to be rich. Clean it. The frequency environment, contagion. There is a factor that destroys your vibration faster than anything. Other people. We are resonant beings. If you hang out with 5 people who are vibrating in complaint, crisis, and poverty, you will be the sixth. It is mathematical. Their tuning forks are stronger by number and will drag yours to their low frequency. It is called entrainment. If you want to change your financial situation, you have to protect your frequency as if it were a newborn baby. You cannot afford the luxury of having coffee with friends who spend the hour talking about how bad the country is. You cannot afford to watch the news that sells you economic fear. Stop it. You have to isolate yourself vibrationally. Or even better, you have to look for high-frequency environments. Read biographies of millionaires. Listen to podcasts of entrepreneurs. Go to places, even if it's just the lobby of a luxury hotel, where abundance is breathed. Soak in the atmosphere. Let your fork be infected. Let your tuning fork catch the vibration of success. Poverty is contagious. Wealth is too. Choose your infection. By surrounding yourself with the sound of prosperity, you make it much easier for your own internal frequency to stay aligned with the station of Abundance FM, even when you are not consciously focusing on it. Action versus vibration. Do I have to work? This is where many people get confused with the law of attraction. They believe they only have to meditate and visualize bills falling from the ceiling and that they don't have to do anything. That is childish, magical thinking. We live in a physical world. Action is the bridge between the energy world and the material. But there are two types of action. 1. Forced action, low frequency, working hard out of fear. I have to do this to survive. It is heavy, exhausting, and inefficient. It is like pushing a car with the handbrake on. 2. Inspired action, high frequency, working from enthusiasm. I feel like doing this. It feels like play. Time flies. It is efficient and magnetic. The physics of wealth says, first align the vibration, then act. If you act before aligning, out of desperation, your action repels money. If you take 20 minutes to enter a state of peace and confidence, and then you make the sales call, that call carries a different electrical charge. The voice sounds different. Confidence is transmitted. 1 hour of inspired action is worth more than 10 hours of forced action. It is not about not working. It is about working plugged into the power source. When you are connected, your efforts are multiplied by the power of the field, and results appear with far less toil. Lag time, the buffer. You have changed your frequency. You feel rich, you feel grateful. You look at your account and it is still at 0. A day passes, still 0. The ego screams, "See, this is nonsense, it doesn't work." And you lower your frequency to disappointment. And the process is aborted. You must understand the density of matter. Energy is fast light. Matter is slow mud. When you turn the steering wheel of a giant ocean liner, the ship takes time to turn. There is a lag time. Your current reality, poverty, is the wake of the ship. It is the result of your vibrations from months or years ago. Your new vibration, wealth, is moving the rudder now. But the ship will take a bit to show the new course on the physical plane. That time interval is the test of faith. The universe is asking you, do you really believe in your new abundance? Or were you just faking to get a quick result? If you maintain the frequency despite not seeing immediate results, the matter has to give in. It cannot not do it. It is law. Most give up right before the ship turns. You do not. You know physics. You know that inertia exists. Maintain the course. The coast is near. Your persistence in the high frequency is the force that overcomes the density of the old reality and brings the new world into your tangible experience. The practice daily tuning. To close this chapter, you need a practice. You cannot expect your frequency to change on its own. You have decades of poverty inertia programmed into your brain. You need to tune your radio manually every morning. The tuning ritual. Before looking at your phone, before worrying, before getting up, do the following. Give thanks for 5 things, whatever they are. The bed, the air, your eyes. Gratitude is the frequency closest to abundance. You cannot feel gratitude and fear at the same time. 2. Feel the opulence. Visualize that the air you breathe is gold. Imagine there is infinite oxygen. Feel that same infinitude with money. Declare, today I am a magnet for prosperity. Money loves me and I love its energy. I am open to receiving in expected and unexpected ways. Go out into the street with that vibratory armor. When a bill comes, do not say, "Damn it." Say, "Thank you for the ability to pay." You are rewiring your brain. You are becoming an antenna. Money is not the problem. Money is the symptom. You are the cause. You have learned that reality is a mirror. If the mirror shows you poverty, do not try to comb the mirror. Comb yourself, change your vibration, and the image in the mirror will change. But there is a problem. Sometimes we try to change consciously, but there is more. There is something deeper, something dark and heavy that pulls us down. We feel an inexplicable guilt when earning money. We feel that if we are rich, we betray our parents who worked hard and died poor. There is an invisible anchor tied to our feet. That anchor is the lineage. Your beliefs about money did not start with you. Chapter 2. The Trauma of Lineage. Imagine you are driving a sports car. You have the engine running, your desire for wealth. You press the accelerator to the floor, your effort and work. You have the map clear, your financial knowledge. But the car does not move. The engine roars, the wheels burn the asphalt, smoke comes out, but you are static. It feels like failure. Frustrated, you get out of the car to see what is happening. And you discover that on the rear bumper there is a thick steel chain tied to a giant and immovable concrete wall. That wall is your dead. That wall is your lineage. You can visualize, affirm, and work 20 hours a day. But if your subconscious is programmed, you stay. If your family subconscious has programmed the order, "In this family we are poor but honest," or "Money destroys people," you will not advance even a millimeter. And if you manage to move forward and break the chain by sheer brute force, you will carry a guilt so heavy that you will unconsciously sabotage yourself to return to zero. You will return to the starting point to belong again. Welcome to Chapter 2. Today we are going down to the basement of your psyche. We are going to turn on the light in the family tree. We are going to discover that your bank account is not just yours. It is the shared account of your parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. And we are going to perform the bravest act a human being can do. Stop suffering out of solidarity. It is time to reclaim your individual destiny and clear the path for your own abundance. We are breaking the invisible tethers of the past to allow the energy of wealth to flow freely into your present and future life today. The epigenetics of fear. It's not karma, it's biology. For a long time, we believed that we inherited only eye color or the tendency to baldness. Today, the science of epigenetics has confirmed what shamans and family constellations have known for centuries. We inherit trauma. Studies have shown that if a mouse suffers trauma with a specific smell, its grandchildren show biological fear. They show fear even if they have never smelled that or suffered the trauma. The memory of pain is recorded on the DNA switch. Apply this to money. If your grandfather went hungry in the war, you have irrational anxiety when the fridge is not overflowing. If your great-grandfather lost his land, you have a cellular terror of investing. You have a terror of risking assets. If your father was humiliated by a rich boss, you have an unconscious rage towards authority and towards wealth, which prevents you from being a boss or being rich. You believe they are your fears. You tell yourself, "I am very insecure with money." Lie, you are not insecure, you are perfect. You are a perfect divine fractal, as we saw in previous books. That insecurity is an echo. You are feeling the fear of a ghost. You are living the drama of an ancestor who died 50 years ago. The first step to wealth is to return that fear to its original owner. Say, "Grandfather, this fear of ruin is yours. I return it to you. I return it with respect. It does not belong to me." By acknowledging the source, you release the energy from your own field. You are no longer the carrier of a legacy that does not serve you. You are choosing to stand in your own truth, free from the heavy shadows of those who came before you, allowing your own light to shine. The law of belonging, blind love. The human being is a pack animal. For a primitive mammal, being expelled from the pack meant certain death, being devoured by wolves. Therefore, we have a primary biological instinct that is stronger than the desire for happiness or wealth. The instinct of belonging. We want to belong to our clan. It is a matter of survival. And to belong, the unconscious mechanism is imitation. The inner child says, "Dad, Mom, to belong to you, I will be like you." If your clan is a clan of poor people, of strugglers, of people who sweat to earn their bread, Your archaic loyalty forces you to replicate that pattern. You feel you must stay small to stay connected. If suddenly you become a millionaire, easy and fluid, your reptilian brain turns on a red alarm. Danger of exclusion. You feel that you are different. You feel that you no longer fit at the Christmas table. You feel that you have betrayed them. They eat bologna and you eat caviar. That difference generates an unbearable guilt. And to relieve that guilt and belong again, you boycott yourself. You make a bad investment, you spend compulsively, you get sick. You impoverish yourself again so you can unconsciously say to them, "Look, I am still one of yours. I also suffer. Accept me." This is called blind love. It is an infantile love that brings failure. It is a love that says, "Out of love for you, I also fail." The path to wealth requires transmutating this into enlightened love. Enlightened love says, "Out of love for you and in your honor, I am going to be successful. I am going to do what you could not do." You become the pride of the lineage, not another victim of its history. Dad, mom, and money. In the systemic vision, Bert Hellinger, money has the face of father and mother. Our relationship with abundance is a direct mirror of our relationship with our parents. The mother is life and nutrition, substance. The mother is the first bank. She gave us everything, body, food, warmth for free. She is the source. The relationship with the mother dictates your capacity to receive money. If you have judgments toward your mother, "She didn't love me, she was weak," you close the door to the mother. And by closing the door to the mother, you close the door to life. Money arrives but it leaves, or you feel that you do not deserve it. Taking the mother, accepting her exactly as she was without wanting to change her, is opening the inlet valve for money. The father is the world and structure, direction. The father is the one who takes us from the maternal lap and shows us the world. He teaches us limits, authority, and expansion. He is the guide. The relationship with the father dictates your capacity to generate, maintain, and multiply money. It dictates your professional success and your social recognition. If you despise your father, or if you see him as bad or absent, you will lack the strength to go out into the world. You will feel weak before economic challenges. Taking the father gives you the backbone to sustain wealth. If you are fighting with your roots, the tree cannot bear fruit, bills. You do not have to agree with them. You do not have to live with them if they are toxic, but you have to honor them internally. Recognize they are the source of your biological life and energy. Recognize that the price they paid so that you are here was high. Money is an energy of gratitude. If you are not grateful to the origin, parents, the energy is cut off. By reconciling with the two halves of your existence, you align your internal polarity to be a perfect magnet for the flow of universal and material wealth. The genealogical glass ceiling. Have you noticed that you reach a level of income and you stagnate? It seems like there is an invisible cap. That is your loyalty ceiling. Probably that cap is exactly the amount your father earned, adjusted for inflation, or the standard of living your family had. Surpassing the parents is the biggest psyche taboo. It is fear. In Greek mythology, Cronus ate his children so they would not surpass him. Unconsciously, we fear that if we are bigger, richer, or happier than our parents, we are humiliating them. We feel that we leave them behind, small and sad. You must understand something fundamental. Your parents do not want your loyalty and suffering. That is a projection of your infantile mind. Your ancestors, those who went through hunger, wars, and migrations, did not make all that sacrifice so that you continue suffering just like them. They did it so you would be free. If you are poor and suffer, their sacrifice was in vain. If you are rich, it makes sense. If you are rich and happy, their sacrifice gains meaning. You are the dream of your grandparents. You are the harvest they planted under the rain. Every time you allow yourself a luxury, every time you travel, every time you eat well, they are celebrating through you. It was worth it, they shout from the other side. Your success does not humiliate them, it redeems them. You are the living proof that their struggles were not for nothing. By thriving, you validate their entire existence and the hardships they endured. Your abundance is the ultimate tribute you can offer to the blood that flows through your veins and to the history of your clan. The hidden scripts, cursed phrases. Trauma is transmitted through language. Since you were a child, you heard phrases that acted as hypnosis. Identify which of these resonate in your head. They are viruses. Money does not grow on trees. Belief, it is difficult. Better poor but honest. Belief. Wealth, dishonesty. It is a program that keeps you low. Money is the root of all evil. Belief. Wealth, evil, sin. The rich are exploiters. Belief. Wealth, guilt. Wash your hands, you touched money and it's dirty. Belief. Wealth, impurity. That is not for us. Belief. Wealth, exclusion, unworthiness. These phrases are not truths, they are confessions of fear. They are your parents confessing their own limits and fears. When your father said money is bad, he was really saying, I'm afraid of not being able to earn it, so I demonize it so as not to feel like a failure. You must return those phrases. Imagine they gave you an old dirty and heavy coat that belonged to them. You have worn it for 30 years, it weighs you down, it smells bad. Today, take it off. Look at the coat and say, this is not mine. This is an idea of my father, born from his fear. And throw it into the violet fire of transmutation. Release the weight of words that were never yours to carry and speak your own truth. The archetype of the black sheep, the healer. If you are listening to this audiobook, it is very likely that you are the black sheep of the family. Society uses this term as an insult. In metaphysics, the black sheep is the seeker, the breaker of chains. You are the member of the clan who has been born with the specific mission of cleaning the family karma. You are the one who says, enough. Here ends the story of poverty. Starting from me, a new story begins. Being the black sheep is difficult. You receive criticism. They call you crazy, ambitious, a dreamer, selfish. You feel the loneliness of the pioneer. But do not be mistaken, that resistance is fear of change. In reality, they wish for you to succeed, because if you do, you prove it is possible. You open the door for those coming behind, children, nephews. Do not seek your family's approval to change. They will not give it, because they are asleep in the old pattern. Seek their blessing, not their permission. It is internal. And if they do not give it to you verbally, take it energetically. You are the hero of your lineage. The hero always leaves the known village to enter the unknown and return with the treasure. Your wealth is the treasure that will heal the self-esteem and the future of your entire genealogical tree for generations. The liberation ritual, practical technique. Theory is not enough. You need to reprogram the subconscious with a psycho-magic act. I propose this systemic visualization exercise. Do it in solitude and with seriousness. 1. The encounter. Close your eyes. Visualize your parents in front of you. Behind them, your grandparents. Behind, your great-grandparents. See a vast crowd of ancestors fading into the horizon. Feel the energy of all of them. There is pain, hunger, struggle, but there is also life and strength. 2. The return. Visualize that you are carrying a heavy backpack or chains. That is the scarcity, the fear, and the limiting beliefs. Take it off, put it down. Put it on the ground at your parents' feet. Say aloud, Dad, Mom, grandparents, I see your destiny and I respect it. I see your suffering and I honor it. But today I return this burden. This fear of life is not mine. This poverty is not mine. I leave it with you with respect. I will no longer carry it in your name. 3. The request for permission. Now look into your parents' eyes and say Hellinger's key phrase, please look upon me with kind eyes if I do it differently than you. Look upon me with kind eyes if I am rich, happy, and prosperous. Please bless me so that I can do something good with the life you gave me. 4. Taking the strength. Imagine that your parents and ancestors smile, because they will. The soul always wants expansion. Imagine a current of golden light coming from the depths of time, passing through your grandparents, through your parents, and reaching you. It is the strength of the lineage. It is your power. It is no longer a burden. It is an engine. You have thousands of people behind you pushing you towards success. Say, I take it. I take life. I take strength. And I take permission. I will do something great in your honor. 5. The turn. Turn around. Turn your back to your parents, symbolically focusing on the future. In front of you is life, money, success. Walk toward it feeling the warmth of your clan on your back, supporting you, not holding you back. You are the point of a spear, aimed at a future of glory that honors every single struggle your ancestors ever faced. You are free to thrive, and they are behind you cheering. Survivor's guilt. Even after this ritual, sometimes you will feel a sting when you buy something expensive or have an easy life. It is survivor's guilt, the same felt by those who survive a plane crash where others died. Why me and not them? The metaphysical answer is, because it is your turn, it is your specific season. They had the war, the post-war, the scarcity. That was their soul experience. You have abundance, technology, expansion. This is your soul experience. Rejecting your experience does not help them. If you stay in the accident, poverty, with them, you save no one. Your duty is to live for them, not die with them. Transform guilt into responsibility. I have the responsibility to enjoy this twice as much, once for me, and once for my grandmother who couldn't. I will eat this delicacy and feel that she tastes it through my taste buds. This is communion. This is healing. You are the mouth, the eyes, and the heart of your entire lineage, cleaning the karma of dirty money. Sometimes the block comes because there was money in the family, but it was dirty money. Grandparents who cheated, who exploited others, who earned money in an illegal or cruel way. In this case, the descendant, you, unconsciously feels that money stains or money kills. You reject it to stay innocent. You reject money to stay innocent and not repeat the grandfather's sin. You have to separate money from action. The grandfather's money was not bad. The grandfather's actions were wrong. Say, "Grandfather, I leave your guilt with you. I can make clean money. I can make holy money. I will repair the family name. I will repair the family name by using money for good. Do not reject the tool. Change the use. Be the one who cleans the family's financial karma by doing good with wealth. Turn the legacy of greed into a legacy of service and generosity, proving that money in the hands of the conscious is a force for ultimate light. You are the golden link. Visualize a chain of rusty iron, your past lineage. Suddenly one link turns into pure gold. That link is you, and from you the chain continues downward, children, grandchildren, being made of gold. The oxidation stops at you. That is your sacred mission. It is hard work. It is transmutating lead into gold in your blood. You are going to feel fear. You are going to feel vertigo. You are going to feel that you are betraying tradition. But remember, the tradition of poverty is a disease, not a culture. Healing is not betraying. Healing is evolving. You are the chosen one who will end the cycle of lack and begin a new era of infinite abundance. Chapter 3: Money as a Mirror. There is a phrase people repeat like a poisonous mantra every time someone they know becomes rich and starts behaving strangely. Money has changed them. They say, before they were humble, now they are arrogant. Before they were simple, now they are ostentatious. Money corrupted them. It is a common judgment in our society today. I have to tell you something that is going to destroy your favorite moral alibi. Money does not change anyone. Money unmasks you. Money is a truth serum. Money is, metaphysically speaking, a frequency amplifier. Imagine that you are an audio signal and money is the volume knob. If you are a love song, I turn up the volume to the maximum. If you are a love song and I turn the volume to the max, you will fill the stadium with love. If you are a hate speech and I turn the volume to the max, you will burst everyone's eardrums with your hate. The volume, the money, did not compose the song. It only made it audible to everyone. Welcome to Chapter 3. Let's look into the mirror. Today we are going to lose the fear of becoming corrupt by being rich. We are going to discover that poverty often acts as a lid that keeps your demons hidden, and that wealth simply removes the lid. We are going to learn to look at your bank account and your spending habits as a high-precision spiritual diagnosis. Be ready for it. The effect of removing the brake. Why does it seem that people change when they win the lottery or become successful? Because money removes external restrictions. Most people behave well, not because they are saints, but because they cannot afford to behave badly. They lack the resources to manifest their darker impulses in the physical world of reality and form. If you are a person with tyrannical tendencies but you are poor, you cannot tyrannize anyone, because no one depends on you. Your tyranny remains dormant in fantasy. If you are a person addicted to pleasure but you have no money, you moderate yourself because you cannot pay for the vices. But what happens when you inject $10 million? The break disappears. You no longer have to pretend to be liked by your boss, because you no longer have a boss. You no longer have to moderate yourself. Then your true nature comes to light without filters. If you were a dormant tyrant, you become an unbearable dictator. If you were a repressed addict, you become self-destructive. But it also works the other way around. If you were a generous person who suffered from not being able to help, and you receive 10 million, you become the greatest philanthropist in your city. You build hospitals, you grant scholarships to students. Money gave your goodness the resources to manifest in 3D. It amplified your heart. Therefore, the fear of becoming bad by having money is absurd. It is like being afraid of turning on the light in a room, because you might see dirt. The dirt was already there in the dark. The light only allows you to see it, so you can clean it. Money will force you to face your shadow and your light. It is the accelerator of evolution. The lie of the evil rich and the good poor. Hollywood, literature, and religion have done an excellent job brainwashing us. The archetype is always the same. The rich man is a cold, calculating, and unscrupulous villain. The poor man is noble, supportive, happy, and pure of heart. Titanic, the rich above are stiff and fake. The poor below dance, laugh, and are real. It's a trap. This subconscious programming is lethal for your bank account. Your mind associates wealth, evil, poverty, goodness. And since your biological imperative is to be good, to be accepted by the tribe, your subconscious will sabotage any attempt to be rich. Let's break this with reality data. Poverty does not make you noble at all. Poverty makes you desperate. And desperation often leads to very ignoble survival behaviors like stealing, lying, envying, or betraying for food. Wealth does not make you bad. It makes you free. And freedom allows you to choose. I have known rich people who are angels on earth, who dedicate their lives and fortune to saving the planet. And I have known poor people who are resentful, violent, and petty, and vice versa. The moral state of the soul is independent of the financial state. But there is a key difference: impact. A bad, poor person can do little damage. Their radius of action is small. A bad, rich person can buy a country and destroy it with their resources. A good, poor person can give you their only blanket. Noble act, small impact. A good, rich person can finance the cure for malaria. Noble act, massive impact. Money powers your capacity for impact. If you trust your heart, if you know you are a person of light, you have a moral duty to be rich, because the world needs good people with power. If good people renounce money for spirituality, they leave all the money and the power to the unscrupulous. And then we complain about how the world is going. The world goes wrong because the good are afraid of power. Reclaim the energy of money for the light. Your abundance is the fuel for your service to humanity and the earth. Money as a fear detector, greed. Let's look in the mirror of greed. What is greed? Is it loving money very much? No. Greed is absolute terror. The miser does not enjoy their money. They watch it. It is like Smaug, the dragon from The Hobbit, sleeping on a mountain of gold, but without spending a coin. Obsessed with not being robbed, they live in a state of fear. The miser is someone who feels so small, so vulnerable, and so incapable of dealing with life, that they build a wall of gold to protect themselves. They believe money is their only defense against death. When you see someone stingy, do not judge them as evil. See them as terrified. Their money is screaming, "I'm not enough." Their money is screaming to the world, "I'm afraid that if I let go of this, I will die." And you, where are you stingy? Where do you skimp? Do you leave a tip? Do you always look for the cheapest thing, even if it is of poor quality? That is the mirror telling you, you do not trust your ability to generate more. You believe the source is finite. Money as a self-esteem detector, waste. Now let's look at the other extreme, the compulsive spender. The one who earns 1,000 and spends 1,200. The one who buys brand-name clothes they don't need to impress people they don't like. What does the mirror say? The mirror screams, inner emptiness. The big spender is trying to fill a hole in their soul with objects and possessions. They are trying to buy the respect and love they do not have for themselves. They believe that if they have the gold watch, they will be someone. Money here is revealing a wound of unworthiness. I am not worth it for what I am, so I have to disguise myself as a success so they accept me. Money burns their hands in the mirror. The money comes in and goes out burning their hands because deep down, the spender feels they do not deserve to have it, so they get rid of it quickly, through spending, to return to their natural state of poverty, where they feel comfortable in their victimhood. The financial master is neither a miser nor a big spender. They are free. The financial master is sovereign. They spend with pleasure when they want, and they save with purpose when they want. Money does not define them. Money serves them. They understand that their value is intrinsic and independent of their balance, and that allows them to move the energy of money with absolute wisdom and total detachment. Money and control, relationships. Money is the third member in every couple, and it is the cruelest mirror of the relationship dynamic. Who pays? How is it paid? Is money hidden? Money reveals power and trust. Often, the one who earns the money uses it to control the other. Since I pay, things are done my way. Here, money reveals an abusive personality using debt. The one who hides expenses or debts, financial infidelity, is revealing that they do not trust their partner or that they fear their judgment. The relationship is already broken. Money only makes it evident. Observe how you behave when you invite someone. Do you pay expecting something in return? Manipulation. It reveals your heart. Do you pay to show that you are superior? Arrogance. Do you split the bill to the cent so no one robs you? Meanness. Or do you pay from the joy of sharing? Abundance. Your credit card leaves a psychic trail. Tell me how you pay, and I will tell you how you love. Every transaction is a small ritual that reveals your true frequency, the fertilizer of personality. Imagine that your personality is a garden. You have beautiful flowers, virtues, and you have weeds, defects, neurosis. Money is high-potency fertilizer. If you put fertilizer in the garden, what grows? Everything. The flowers grow giant and beautiful. The weeds grow giant and monstrous. Money does not select, money nourishes what is there. If you are an anxious person, money will make you super anxious. Now you have more to lose, you have to manage investments, you fear kidnappings, etc. If you are a creative person, money will make you super creative. You can finance your crazy ideas. That is why the work prior to wealth is weeding the garden. You must prepare the soil. You have to work on your character before the great fortune arrives. You have to learn to manage anxiety with $1,000 because with 1 million, the anxiety does not disappear. It multiplies by 1,000. If you do not have peace being poor, you will not have peace being rich. You will have more expensive restlessness, but the same. You will have the same restlessness in a more comfortable sofa. Peace is an inner work. Money is an outer amplifier. By refining your character today, you ensure that when the massive flow of abundance arrives, it will only amplify your virtues and your capacity to do good in the world. Character is the foundation of lasting wealth. The 10-euro test, faithfulness in the little. There is a spiritual law that says, he who is faithful in a very little is faithful also in much. Many people say, when I win the lottery, I will donate millions and help my family. The universe laughs, and it says, let's see. Yesterday you had 10 euros, and you passed a beggar and didn't give 50 cents. You said no to your sister. If you are stingy with 10 euros, you will be stingy with 10 million, because the percentage is the same. The attitude is the same. In fact, with 10 million, the fear is greater. If I start giving, they will take it all from me. The mirror of money shows you your truth now, with what you have today. Do not wait to have more to be who you are. Do not wait to have more to be who you want to be. Start behaving like a rich person, generous, relaxed, orderly, with your current 100 euros. Organize your wallet. Do not carry crumpled bills. Respect the little. If you show mastery at level 1, the universe will pass you to level 2. If your room is a mess, you don't get the mansion. If your financial room is a mess with 1,000, the universe is not going to give you 1 million, so that you cause a nuclear disaster. Order precedes multiplication. By respecting and managing the small resources you have now with excellence, You signal to the field that you are a reliable steward for much greater flows of energy and gold. Money is a Zen master. If you allow yourself to listen to it, money is the strictest spiritual master that exists. It forces you to be present. You cannot manage investments while asleep. It forces you to be honest. The accounting has to balance. You cannot lie to mathematics. It forces you to face attachment. Markets rise and fall, you must learn to flow. It forces you to learn to let go and to flow through the law of rhythm. It forces you to develop boundaries. You have to learn to say no to people who want your money. The path of the conscious millionaire is a path of modern asceticism. It requires iron mental discipline not to be dragged down by ego, vanity, or fear. It is a test. Handling large amounts of energy, money, requires very strong wiring the nervous system. If you put 220 volts through a 12-volt wire, it burns. That is why lottery winners go broke in 5 years. They burn out. Their nervous system could not handle the voltage. Your job is to thicken your wire. You must build your capacity for power. Increase your capacity to hold energy without going crazy. That is done through meditation, self-knowledge, and gradual exposure to risk. By becoming a stronger vessel, you allow the universe to pour more of its infinite substance through you, knowing that you will not break under the pressure of great wealth and responsibility. The collective shadow, envy. Money also acts as a mirror from society towards you. When you start to shine financially, you activate the shadow of others. Envy. Envy is nothing more than admiration blocked by pain. When someone envies you, they are really telling you, "You have what I believe I can have, but I lack the courage. You remind me of my cowardice." It is painful for them. That's why they attack. Money will teach you who your true friends are. Many will leave. They will not endure your light. Others will draw near out of interest. You will have to develop sharp discernment. Money cleans your phone book. It is a social truth filter. Appreciate the cleaning. It leaves only the real ones. The fear of freedom. Deep down, the greatest fear money reveals is not the fear of poverty, but the fear of total freedom. If you have unlimited money, you no longer have excuses. You can no longer say, "I don't travel because I have no money. I don't write my book because I have to work in the office." If you have money, you are left without any alibis. You are naked in front of your life. Now you have to travel. Now you have to write. And that is terrifying, because what if you write the book and it's bad? Lack of money is a very comfortable excuse not to live your potential. I would be a great painter, but capitalism forces me to be a cashier. Money takes away the excuse from you. It says, "Here you have 5 free years and canvases, paint." And there you face the terror of the creative void. Many stay poor unconsciously, so as not to have to face the challenge of being great. They prefer to be victims of the economy than to fail in their dreams due to lack of talent. Money asks, who would you be without excuses? Polishing the mirror. Now that you know that money is a mirror, stop fighting with the image. If you do not like what you see in the mirror, debts, scarcity, chaos, do not break the mirror. Clean your face, clean your mind. Use money as biofeedback. Every time you feel envy of a rich person, say, "Thank you, mirror. You show me my own desire for expansion." Every time you feel guilt when spending, say, "Thank you, mirror. You show me that I still believe in scarcity." Every time you lose money, say, "Thank you, mirror. You show me that I was distracted or greedy." Do not judge yourself, only correct. Money is a constant learning game. It is a video game that gives you points when you win. It gives you dollars when you solve the internal levels. By treating every financial event as a lesson rather than a verdict, you accelerate your mastery over the material world. You become the alchemist who can turn any leaden circumstance into the pure gold of wisdom and abundance. The mirror is your friend. Use its reflection well. Chapter 4. The Wound of Dignity. There is a statistical mystery that baffles economists and fascinates psychologists. 70% of people who win the lottery, multi-million-dollar prizes, end up broke or in a financial situation worse than their initial one within 3 to 5 years. They receive millions. They have the capital, they have the opportunity of a lifetime. It is a shock. And yet the money slips through their fingers like water. They make absurd investments, give it away to people they shouldn't, lose it to vices, or suffer obvious scams. Why? Are they stupid? No. Do they have bad luck? No. Simply they have been victims of their financial thermostat. It is a subconscious mechanism that rules their life. Imagine a room with an automatic air conditioner set at 20 degrees. If it's cold outside and the room temperature drops to 15 degrees, the heat turns on automatically to raise it to 20. But if it's hellishly hot outside, or if you light a fireplace inside, and the temperature rises to 30 degrees, what does the machine do? It reacts. It detects the excess heat as an anomaly. It enters a cybernetic panic, and it turns on the cold air at full power to bring the temperature back down to 20 degrees. The machine is programmed to maintain 20 degrees. Any deviation, down or up, will be corrected. You are that machine. Your mind has a setting for your financial world. Your subconscious mind has a financial temperature setting. Let's say your setting is earn $2,000 a month. If you earn $1,000, your survival alarm activates. You become creative, work hard, look for extras, and quickly rise to $2,000. But if you suddenly earn $10,000, your identity alarm activates. It feels like a threat. Your subconscious says, alert, this is too much, this is not me, it's dangerous, I don't deserve it. And it activates the cooling mechanisms, sabotage, to get rid of the excess and return you to your safe zone of 2,000. You get sick, medical bills, the car breaks down, you make a bad decision, you fight with your partner, you sabotage. You get rid of the money to regain your dignity of being poor. Welcome to Chapter 4. Today we are going to stop trying to heat the room by opening windows, working more, and we are going to go directly to the control panel to change the thermostat settings. We will discover that your net worth will never be greater than your self-esteem. The brutal equation, worth values wealth. I have to tell you something that might hurt, but will heal you. You do not earn what you want. You earn what you believe you are worth. The market is a mirror of your self-valuation. If you believe, in the depths of your being, that your time is worth little, your talent is mediocre, and your presence is not important, the world pays little. The world will pay you little, treat you mediocrely, and ignore you. The world treats you exactly as you treat yourself. This is the law of correspondence applied to identity. Money is an energy of value exchange. If your internal container of self-worth is the size of a coffee cup, you cannot receive an ocean of money. It is physics. If the universe tried to pour the ocean into your cup, the cup would break. The universe, in its infinite mercy, does not give you more than your structure of dignity can support. It protects you from the wealth that would destroy you. Yes, wealth can destroy those who lack the dignity to hold it. Look at the broken toys of Hollywood. Therefore, if you want to increase your income, stop obsessing over marketing strategies and start obsessing over your dignity. How much are you worth? Not what you say you are worth. What you feel you are worth when no one is looking. Your frequency of merit determines the physical manifestations of abundance that can remain in your life. The origin of the wound, I am not enough. Where did the thermostat break? Almost always in childhood. We are all born feeling like kings and queens. A baby cries and demands food without guilt. It feels like the center of the universe. It deserves everything. But then the taming begins. Don't ask for so much. Who do you think you are? Look at your cousin. You're a mess. Don't be a bother. Little by little, we internalize a devastating message. I am not enough. To be loved, we learn to make ourselves small. We learn that asking for a lot is selfish. We learn that our worth depends on pleasing others, not making noise, and being modest. That false modesty is the wound of dignity. It is deep. It is the belief that there is something defective in you. And if you are defective, you do not deserve abundance. You deserve just enough to survive. If you receive more than what is just, you feel guilt. Guilt is the guardian of the thermostat. When you start earning more than your father, the guilt wakes up and whispers, traitor. Selfish, you're going to end up alone. And to soothe the guilt, you sabotage yourself. You create problems where there were none, you lose opportunities, or you simply stop trying. This internal anchor keeps you tied to a past that no longer exists. preventing you from sailing toward the vast horizons of wealth that you truly deserve. The imposter syndrome, the fraud. When someone with a low thermostat achieves success, they don't enjoy it. They suffer from imposter syndrome. You are in the board meeting, or receiving the award, or signing the $1 million contract, and inside you are terrified. You think, at any moment they will realize I am a fraud. They will see I know nothing. They'll fire me. You cannot integrate success because it does not match your self-image of a small person. It is as if a beggar put on a king's suit. Even if the suit is real, he feels like he is in a costume. Money feels like a disguise that is too big for you, and the tension of being discovered is so high that you seek to return to your rags. You seek your beggar clothes just so you can finally relax. The only cure for imposter syndrome is not to study more. You will never feel ready if the wound is still there. The cure is to elevate identity. It is to stop being the disguised beggar and become the king. It is accepting that divinity dwells in you. God is no fraud. Your talent is not yours, it is God's. Therefore, you cannot be a fraud. You are only a channel. If the channel works, you are legitimate. By shifting your perspective from the ego to the spirit, you realize that you have every right to be in the room, to hold the wealth, and to lead with the authority of your divine nature. The upper limit problem, Gay Hendricks. Psychologist Gay Hendricks calls this the upper limit problem. We all have a limit of tolerance for good things. We tolerate X amount of love, X amount of money, X amount of health. When we exceed that limit, we feel uncomfortable. We feel existential vertigo. It's as if we were violating an invisible law of the universe. And then we generate the cooling sabotage. Observe your life. Just when unexpected extra money comes in, what happens? Do you fight with your partner? You lower the vibration in the love area to compensate for the rise in finance. Do you get the flu? You lower health to compensate for money. You are balancing the scales. Does an absurd worry about something trivial strike you? It is your ego trying to bring the general average of happiness down to safe levels. The ego hates extreme happiness because it associates it with danger, envy, loss, punishment. Your job as an alchemist is to detect the sabotage, be the witness of your own internal cooling. When everything is going great and you feel the impulse to fight or worry, say, "Stop. This is my upper limit. I am trying to cool the room. I refuse. I choose to sustain this high vibration. It is safe to be this happy." Expand your capacity to contain light. Breathe through the vertigo. Do not go down. Stay in the heat of success. Raising standards, must versus want. Tony Robbins says a fundamental truth. You don't get your goals, you get your standards. We all want to be millionaires, but that is not a standard. It is a wish. A standard is that below which you refuse to live. For most, paying the bills is a standard, a must. They will do whatever it takes to pay them. It is non-negotiable. But being rich is a want. If they don't achieve it, well, bad luck. But if they don't pay the bills, they panic. That's why they pay the bills but aren't rich. The thermostat is regulated with the word enough. Change occurs when you look at your current reality, your low salary, your old car, and you say, enough. Say it now. I no longer accept this. This does not correspond to who I am. I refuse to live like this one more day. You turn wealth into a moral necessity, not a preference. When something is an obligation for your identity, like brushing your teeth, you find the way. You have to raise your minimum acceptable. You are the master of your floor. If your minimum acceptable rises, your income will rise to meet it. If you tolerate mediocrity, you will have mediocrity. You have what you tolerate. By deciding that abundance is your only possible reality, you force the external world to rearrange itself to support your new higher standard of existence and dignity. The underwear theory, practical dignity. How do we raise the thermostat? With affirmations? Not just with that, with acts of dignity. Let's start with what no one sees. Open your underwear drawer. Do you have old underwear, with holes, faded, or with worn-out elastic? Throw them away, now. You might say, but no one sees them. You see them. Your soul feels them. Your subconscious feels them. Wearing torn underwear is telling your soul, I'm not worth enough even to spend €10 to cover my private parts with dignity. It is a constant signal of poverty and neglect emitted against your own skin. Buy the best underwear you can afford. Use your best dishes on a Tuesday night for pizza. Don't save them for important guests. Are you not the most important guest of your life? If you save the good stuff for special occasions, you are telling the universe, my daily life is vulgar and ordinary. I don't deserve the good today. Raise the standard of the everyday. Drink coffee in a beautiful cup. Get quality sheets. Tell your body, you are a temple and I treat you as such. Money is attracted to people who treat themselves well. By surrounding yourself with beauty and quality in the small unseen details of your life, you calibrate your frequency to the level of wealth. You become someone who naturally belongs in a world of high value and grace. Price is an identity filter. Why do you buy the cheapest thing? To save, you say. Be careful. Sometimes buying cheap is energetically expensive. When you always choose the cheapest option on the menu or the shabbiest hotel, you are reinforcing the identity of poor. You are training your brain to seek scarcity. You are building a wall against gold. Do a stretching exercise. Every now and then buy something slightly above what you consider reasonable. Don't go into debt, but stretch. Go have a coffee at the most luxurious hotel in your city. Pay €10 for that coffee. You aren't paying for the coffee, you are paying for the atmosphere. You are paying for the feeling. You are paying to sit there and feel, I belong here, this is not too much for me. Accustom your nervous system to luxury. Normalize wealth. If you enter a luxury store and feel nervous, small and out of place, your thermostat is low. Enter. Touch the clothes. Look the clerks in the eye. Break the not for me barrier today. Everything is for you. You are the child of the owner of the universe. By making the environment of wealth familiar to your senses, you remove the internal resistance that prevents it from manifesting in your daily life. You are training your soul to recognize that the best is your natural state and your inevitable inheritance. Charging what you are worth, the terror of pricing. The wound of dignity bleeds profusely when you have to price your work. You are a freelancer, coach, artist, or entrepreneur, and you charge cheaply. You think, if I charge more, no one will buy from me. They'll get angry. In reality, you think, I'm not worth that much. When you charge cheaply, you attract cheap clients. You attract clients who don't value your work, who demand much and pay poorly, and you feel resentful and exploited, but you gave them the knife to exploit you. Price is a filter. When you raise your prices, magic happens. The difficult clients disappear. Clients appear who respect your time and value quality. They find you. But to raise the price, you first have to raise your certainty. You have to look at your service and say, this changes lives. This is gold. And giving it away would be a lack of respect for my gift. Raising prices is a spiritual act of self-valuation. If you don't bet on yourself with your price, no one will bet on you. Trust your value. Deservingness is not earned, it is innate. Here is the theological trap. We were taught that deservingness is a point system. If I am good, if I work hard, if I suffer, then I deserve. False. Deservingness is ontological. You deserve because you exist. The tree deserves the sun. It doesn't have to apologize or work to do photosynthesis. It simply receives and grows. The bird deserves the worm. You deserve abundance. It is your birthright, your inheritance. You don't have to earn merits for God to love or nourish you. You have to stop blocking the nutrition with your guilt. Hard work is for channeling energy, not for buying the right to receive it. Disconnect money from suffering now. You can earn money easily and having fun, and you still deserve it. In fact, money earned with joy has a higher vibration than money earned with pain. By accepting your innate worth, you open the floodgates of the universe. You stop struggling to be enough and start manifesting from the radiant fullness of what you already are. Immunity to others' judgment. To raise your thermostat, you must become immune to the opinions of those with low thermostats. When you start to rise, your environment will try to pull you down. They will tell you, you've become full of yourself. You don't call us anymore. Money went to your head. It is the group's force of gravity. They want you back. They want you back at 20 degrees room temperature. Your heat bothers them. If your dignity depends on external validation, you will go down to please them. Your dignity must be internal. You must be willing to be the bad guy in the minds of the mediocre. You must be willing to disappoint those who want you small. Stay firm. Maintain your standard. If they want to be with you, let them turn up their heat. Do not turn yours off. By remaining at your high frequency, you eventually become a source of inspiration for them to rise too. Your refusal to shrink is an act of leadership that benefits everyone, even those who currently criticize your expansion. The mantra of sufficiency. The wound of dignity is healed with a vibratory medicine. A mantra. Repeat it until you cry, until you laugh, until you believe it. I am enough. Marissa Peer made this technique famous, and it is brutally effective. Write it on your mirror. Set it as your wallpaper. I am enough. This is the foundation of your new wealth. I don't need to have more to be more. I already am. From this sufficiency, I generate wealth. Not to be enough, but because I am enough, and wealth is the natural consequence of my fullness. Wealth doesn't fill the glass. Wealth is the water overflowing from a glass that was already full of itself. Inhabit your sufficiency now. Recalibrating the thermostat. Exercise. How do we go from 2,000 to 20,000? Gradually. Do not try to jump all at once or the machine will break in panic. Raise the thermostat a little each day. Visualize that you earn 20% more. Feel comfortable there. Normalize it. When that is normal in your mind, raise another 20%. Your brain needs familiarity to stay stable. Make wealth familiar to you and make poverty strange. Right now for you, poverty is familiar, my old friend scarcity, and wealth is strange, that world of the rich. Reverse the polarity. Make abundance your home and scarcity a strange, hostile place where you cannot breathe. When your mind rejects poverty, you soar. When your mind rejects poverty like a virus, you will exit it like a rocket. You will no longer be able to sustain the frequency of lack, and your physical reality will have to transform to match your new internal temperature. You have successfully recalibrated your soul for a life of magnificent and permanent abundance. Chapter 5. The Law of the Vacuum. There is an old Zen story that perfectly summarizes your current economic situation. A Western scholar, full of titles and knowledge, travels to the East to visit an enlightened master and ask him about Zen. The master receives him and begins to serve him tea. The master pours the tea into the visitor's cup. The cup fills up. It is full. But the master keeps pouring. The tea overflows, falls onto the saucer, wets the table, and stains the scholar's clothes. The scholar, scandalized, shouts, "Stop, don't you see it? The cup is full, no more fits." The master leaves the teapot, smiles, and says, "Exactly. Like this cup, your mind is full of your own opinions and speculations. How can I teach you Zen if you don't empty your cup first? You are asking for money. You make affirmations, you visualize, you work, you shout to the universe, 'Give me more. I want abundance. I want new love. I want opportunities.' And the universe, with the teapot full of gold ready to pour, looks at you and says, 'Where do I put it?' You have no room. Your life is cluttered. Your closet is full of clothes you don't wear. Your garage is full of broken junk. Your mind is full of old grudges. Your schedule is full of commitments you hate. You are full of the past. And physics is relentless. Two objects cannot occupy the same space at the same time. It is a physical law. If your space is occupied by the old, scarcity, the broken, the useless, the new, wealth, the beautiful, the vital, cannot enter. It will bounce off the door. Welcome to Chapter 5. Today, we are going to stop trying to get things, and we are going to start eliminating things. We are going to activate the law of the vacuum today. We are going to discover that the fastest way to attract what you desire is not by chasing it, but by creating an empty space so large and so clean that the universe is forced to fill it by pure cosmic suction. You must clear the way for the greatness that is seeking you. The vacuum is the magnetic force that pulls abundance into your life. The principle of horror vacui. Aristotle stated the principle: nature abhors a vacuum, horror vacui. If you dig a hole on the beach, the sea immediately rushes in to fill it. If you take the air out of a bottle, vacuum, the atmospheric pressure will try to crush it, or air will enter as soon as you open a crack. The universe detests empty spaces. It seeks balance. The universe always seeks balance by filling them. This is the master key to manifestation. If you want new shoes, do not buy new shoes. Throw away or donate the old ones. By creating the gap in the shoe rack, you are creating a suction vortex. You are sending a signal of emptiness to the quantum field. You are signaling readiness. The universe detects the gap and says, "Alert, something is missing here. We must refill it." And it will mobilize resources, money, gifts, offers, to put new shoes there. But most people operate in reverse. They say, "First give me the new shoes, and then maybe I'll throw away the old ones." It is the logic of fear. It is a trap. What if I throw away the old ones and the new ones don't arrive? I'll be barefoot. That fear is the plug. Faith is throwing away the old shoes and walking barefoot with the absolute certainty that the universe will shoe you before you catch a cold. The vacuum must precede the filling. Exhalation must precede inhalation. Trust it. The psychology of the hoarder, fear of the future. Let's look at your house. Do you keep things just in case? That cable for a device you no longer have. Those clothes from 10 years ago that don't fit in case I lose weight. Those old magazines. Those ugly gifts that your aunt gave you and that you don't throw away out of pity. Let's analyze the vibration of the phrase "just in case." It means I do not trust the future. I believe that in the future I will lack, so I better keep this old junk now to protect myself from the coming scarcity. Hoarding is an act of mistrust. It is a declaration of future poverty. You are planning your own scarcity. Each useless object in your house is an energetic vampire. It drains you. It occupies physical space, but it also occupies mental space. You have to clean it, move it, manage it. It is stagnant energy. A house cluttered with old things vibrates at low, dense frequencies. The air does not circulate. The chi, vital energy, is blocked. In those houses, money enters and stagnates or simply does not enter. If you want money to flow, your environment must be a river, not a swamp. By holding on to the past, you are energetically telling the universe that you do not expect anything better to come. You are anchoring yourself to a lower version of your life. Release the clutter and you will release the flow of new prosperity and light. The broken and the ugly, signs of poverty. There is something worse than keeping useless things, keeping broken things. Chipped cups, cracked mirrors, stopped clocks, wobbly chairs. Having broken objects in your environment is metaphysical suicide. You are telling your subconscious, "I deserve to live among ruins. I deserve the defective." It is a powerful negative command. A broken object emits a frequency of bankruptcy. If you tolerate the broken in your environment, you will tolerate bankruptcy in your bank account. You have two options. 1. Repair it. If you love it and it's worth it, fix it now. 2. Eliminate it. If you're not going to fix it, get it out of your house today. Do it now. Have no mercy. The same applies to the ugly. Those things that were given to you that you hate but that you keep out of commitment. Every time you look at that ugly painting, your energy drops a micropoint. Multiply that by 365 days a year. It is a massive leak of vitality. Your house must be a temple. You must protect it. In a temple, only the sacred, the beautiful, and the useful enter. Everything else is profanation. By surrounding yourself only with things that uplift you, you calibrate your frequency to a higher level. Your home becomes a sanctuary that recharges your energy and prepares you to receive the best that the universe has to offer you. The cleaning ritual, declamation to the universe. Cleaning is not just domestic hygiene. It is a magical ritual. When you clean your closet, you are cleaning your psyche. I propose a radical exercise. Dedicate this weekend to making a vacuum. Get large trash bags. Go through your house room by room. Be ruthless. Ask yourself, have I used this in the last year? Does it bring joy? Is it useful? If the answer is no, it goes. Donate it, sell it, or throw it away. As you take the bags out the door, feel that you are taking the poverty out of your life. Feel how the house breathes. Feel how room is made for the new. Say aloud, I am making space for the infinite abundance that is already on its way. I let go. I let go of the old to embrace the new. Often, right after a deep cleaning, clients call me to say, it's incredible. The day after cleaning the garage, they called me for a new job. It is not magic. It is fluid physics. You unclogged the pipe. By removing the physical blockages, You allowed the energetic flow of wealth to move again. The financial vacuum, letting go of money. The law of the vacuum also applies to money itself. If you hold on to money with fear, stinginess, you stop the flow. Money accumulated under the mattress out of fear rots. It loses value through inflation and attracts thieves or emergency expenses. Money needs to move. It is a currency, which means it must be current and flow. Sometimes to unblock a stagnant financial situation, you need to make a symbolic expense. You need to break the pattern of retention. Invite someone to dinner, make a donation. Buy yourself something nice. Show the fear who is boss. By letting go of that money, you are creating a micro-vacuum that forces the system to react. You are saying, I am not afraid of being left with nothing because I am the source. That courage is magnetic. It signals to the universe that you trust in the infinite supply. When you circulate money with joy and purpose, you keep the pump primed and the water flowing, ensuring that your own needs are always met and exceeded. Emotional vacuum. Grudge occupies space. You don't just accumulate objects, you accumulate emotions. Grudge is the heaviest junk that exists. Hating someone consumes a brutal amount of RAM memory in your brain. While you are thinking about how they offended you 10 years ago, you are not thinking about how to generate wealth today. Your mind has a limited bandwidth. If 30% of your bandwidth is occupied holding on to hates, guilts, and regrets, you only have 70% left to create your life. You are competing at a disadvantage. Forgiveness is not a moral act. It is a selfish act of energetic economy. You forgive to recover your energy. You forgive to free up space on your mental hard drive today. I forgive you and I release you. Translation: I take you out of my head because I need that space for my million-dollar ideas. Let go of the past. The past is a cancelled check. You cannot buy anything with it. By clearing the emotional clutter, you open up the internal space for inspiration and creativity to take root and grow. Debts and energy. Debts are a negative vacuum. They are a hole in the past that sucks energy from your present. When you have debts, part of your work today is enslaved to pay for what you consumed yesterday. Many people hate paying debts. They do it with rage. That rage solidifies the debt. It keeps the cycle of lack alive in your experience. Change the perspective. Paying a debt is making a vacuum. It is cleaning the past. Every time you pay an installment, you are recovering a piece of your freedom. You are closing an energetic leak. Celebrate every payment. Boom! Another piece of freedom recovered. I am lighter. If you pay with joy, the debt is reduced faster. If you pay with joy, you attract more income. If you pay with hate, the debt seems eternal. By shifting your attitude toward repayment, you transform the act from one of loss to one of gain. You are paying for your future freedom and clearing the channel for new abundance to flow into your life without any past attachments holding it back. Attachment to the good, the enemy of the best. Sometimes what blocks your wealth is not something bad, but something good. You have a good job that you're not passionate about but pays the bills. You have a good partner whom you don't love but keeps you company. You have a good car. That good is occupying the space of the excellent. It is a comfortable trap. While you have your hands full with the good, you cannot grab the great. The universe wants to give you the job of your dreams, but it sees you sitting in that safe cubicle and says, it's occupied. This is the hardest vacuum to make, letting go of mediocre security. It requires titanic faith. It requires jumping without a net, leaving the safe job before having the new one, breaking the lukewarm relationship before finding the love of your life, creating the vacuum deliberately. It is the jump into the abyss. But remember, the abyss has a trampoline at the bottom, but you only discover it if you jump. If you cling to the safe, you will never know the glory. The mental archive, old ideas. Your mind also needs cleaning. You have expired beliefs. Ideas about money that served you when you were 20 but that now limit you. Strategies that worked in the past but now fail. You have to do a mental cache cleaning. You have to be willing to say, what I thought I knew about money might be wrong. Empty your mind now. You have to empty yourself of your intellectual arrogance to be able to learn something new. The cup full of I already know cannot learn. Maintain the beginner's mind. Stay empty and hungry for knowledge. By letting go of your old certainties, you make room for the higher insights and strategies that will lead you to wealth. The law of circulation, Dead Sea versus Sea of Galilee. In the Holy Land there are two seas fed by the same river, the Jordan. One, the Sea of Galilee, receives water and lets it out. It is full of life, fish and vegetation. 2, the Dead Sea, receives water and retains it. It has no outlet. The water evaporates, leaving salt. It is dead, there is no life, it is stagnant. Both receive the same. The difference is that one circulates and the other retains. If you only want to receive, accumulate money, and you don't let it go out, spend, invest, give, you become a dead sea. You stagnate. You become salty and bitter. To be a living sea, you must have an open drain. You have to give. Do not break the circuit. Circulation is health. Retention is disease. By allowing money and resources to pass through you to others, you ensure that the river continues to flow. You become a conduit for universal abundance, and because the channel is wide open at both ends, the volume of wealth that can pass through your life increases exponentially. Fear of the vacuum, the panic of nothingness. When you start to apply this law and you let go of things, at first you will feel vertigo. You will throw away the old shoes and look at the gap in the closet and feel anxiety. What if the new ones don't arrive? That moment of silence between the notes is crucial. It is the neutral zone. It is the bridge to the new life. It is the Holy Saturday between death and resurrection. Do not panic in the vacuum. Hold the vacuum with dignity. Do not run to fill it with any cheap junk just to not see the gap. Wait. Hold the open space. Tell the universe, I am waiting for the best. I will not accept less. This space is reserved for excellence. Be patient. That active patience is what attracts miracles. If you fill the gap with anxiety, buying trinkets, you restart the cycle of poverty. By dwelling in the vacuum with confidence, you allow the universe to bring you the highest quality replacement. The quality of what fills your vacuum is determined by the quality of your waiting. The practice, the sacred space. I give you a metaphysical task. Choose a drawer, a shelf, or a table in your house. Empty it completely, clean it, leave it empty. Put, if anything, a single symbolic object of wealth, a gold coin, a fresh flower, a crystal. That is your altar of the vacuum. Each time you look at it, remember, this empty space is my magnet. It is my declaration of faith. I am ready to receive. Contemplating the vacuum trains you to lose the fear of lack. It teaches you that the vacuum is not nothing. The vacuum is pure potentiality. It is the womb of creation, and by maintaining it, you are inviting the highest blessings of the universe to manifest in your world. Chapter 6, the source versus the channels. Imagine this scene. You are in your house, dying of thirst. You open the kitchen faucet, but no water comes out. The pipe has broken. What do? Do you throw yourself on the floor, crying and shouting, "The water in the world is gone. I'm going to die of dehydration. Water has ceased to exist"? No, you remain calm. You know that the water has not run out. The reservoir is full, the rain keeps falling. The oceans are still there. Simply the pipe, the delivery mechanism, has broken. So, calmly, you call the plumber to fix the pipe, or you go buy water at the store, or you go get water from the neighbor's faucet. You don't confuse things. You do not confuse the pipe with the water. You know that water is the resource and the pipe is only the channel. However, when you lose your job or an important client leaves you, you do exactly the opposite. You enter absolute panic. You scream, "The money is gone. I'm going to starve. There are no resources." It is a mistake. You have committed the fatal theological error. You have confused the pipe, the job, with the water, abundance. You have believed that your boss, your company, or your client were the source of your livelihood, and by giving them that power, you have become their slave. Welcome to Chapter 6. Today we will fix your vision. Today we are going to correct your spiritual vision. We are going to discover that never ever has anyone paid you a cent, not your boss, nor your clients. They were only the messengers. We are going to reconnect the main cable to the true source. And when you do, the fear of economic crisis will disappear forever. The source is eternal. Defining the terms source versus channel. To be free, you need to have clear definitions. The source, the origin. It is the infinite intelligence, God, the universe, life, the quantum field. Call it what you want. It is the inexhaustible creative energy that sustains the galaxies, that makes the forests grow, and that keeps your heart beating. It is always there. The source is infinite. It knows no scarcity. It knows no crisis. It is a spring that gushes eternally. The source is your only and true provider. The channels, the delivery route, these are the temporary forms that the source uses to get the good to you. Your job is a channel. Your business is a channel. A partner is a channel. An inheritance is a channel. An idea is a channel. Channels are temporary. They are born, they grow, they rust, they break, and they die. Channels are limited. A pipe can only carry a certain amount of water. Human suffering is born from the idolatry of the channel. Idolatry means worshipping the statue instead of the God it represents. When you believe that your job is your security, you are worshipping the channel. You give the channel a power it does not have, the power to give you life or take it away. If your boss fires you and you believe he is the source, you feel he has cut off your life. You feel hate and terror, but if you know the truth, you stay calm. If you know that he is only a faucet, and that the source, the reservoir, is still full, you simply say, wow, this faucet closed. The source will open another one immediately. This understanding shifts you from a state of victimhood to a state of sovereignty. You are no longer at the mercy of the delivery man, but in sync with the supplier. The danger of a single channel, monodependency. Most people live connected to a single channel, a salary. It is like having a house with only one light bulb. If it blows out, you are left in total darkness. This structure creates a constant background anxiety. You live with the fear of being fired. You endure abuse, humiliation, and boredom because, I need the job, it's a prison. That need makes you weak. It makes you a coward. The source wants you to diversify. Nature never depends on a single thing. A tree has thousands of roots, channels, to absorb nutrients. If one root hits a rock, the others keep absorbing. The model of one job for a lifetime is unnatural and fragile. Your mission is to build many. Your mission is to build multiple channels. Investments, side projects, skills you can monetize. Not to become a millionaire out of greed, but for structural security. If you have 5 income channels and one breaks, you don't panic. You shrug your shoulders and fix it. Diversification is the physical manifestation of faith in supply. The boss is not God. Let's talk about authority. Many of you are afraid of your boss or your clients. You make yourselves small in front of them. Why? Because you believe they hold the key to your survival. You have granted them the status of lesser gods. You have to break that belief today. Your boss does not pay you. They are not the owner. Your boss is simply the manager of the pipe. The money that reaches your account comes from the source, through your boss's company. If your boss decides to fire you, he cannot stop your provision. He can only stop his participation in your provision. He loses the opportunity to be your channel, but the source will find a way. The source will seek another path, another job, another business, to bring you what is yours by right of consciousness. When you understand this, you regain your dignity. You go to work with your head high. You respect your boss, but you do not fear him. And paradoxically, when you stop fearing, you become better and creative. The fear of losing the job is what makes people mediocre, so as not to draw attention. The freedom of knowing that your provision does not depend on that building makes you brilliant. You become a more valuable asset because you operate from power rather than survival, attracting even better channels into your reality. When the pipe rusts, the end of cycles. Every channel has an expiration date. It is the law of rhythm, as we saw in the previous book. Jobs end, industries change, businesses go bankrupt. It is natural. But because we are attached to the channel, when the channel starts to rust, the job becomes toxic or sales drop, we cling to it. We try to patch the pipe with tape. We pray, please don't let them fire me, let nothing change. We are fighting against evolution. Often when a channel dries up, it is the source telling you, this channel is too small for you. I have prepared a larger one, but I need you to let go of this one to grab the other. The firing you fear is often a huge blessing. The firing you so fear is usually the greatest blessing of your life. It is the kick that gets you out of the nest, so you learn to fly. Almost every successful person I know was fired from somewhere or had a business fail. That closing of the faucet was what forced them to find the ocean. Do not cry over the dry faucet today. Thank it for the service rendered and look for the next one. Trust that the universe has a much better delivery system waiting for your new level of frequency. By letting go of the old and rusted pipe with gratitude, you make it possible for the source to pour its infinite riches into a newer, wider, and more efficient channel. The illusion of security, the salary. The salary is a drug. Nassim Taleb says, the three most harmful addictions are heroin, carbohydrates, and a monthly salary. The salary gives you a false sense of security. It puts you to sleep. It makes you forget how to hunt. It makes you forget how to create value. It disconnects you from the source and connects you to a drip. True security is not having a fixed job. That doesn't exist. At any moment, the company can close. True security is your capacity to generate value in any circumstance. Security is in you, not in the payroll. If they take the job away, do you still have your brain, your hands, your experience, your connection to the source? Then you have lost nothing essential. You can create again. The person who knows that she is the generator of wealth, co-creating with the source, never fears unemployment. She fears stagnation, but not hunger. Reclaiming your creative power is the only way to build a foundation that no economic storm can ever wash away. How to connect with the source, the practice. How do we move from theory to the real experience of the source? By changing the focus of your gratitude. Exercise. When you receive your paycheck at the end of the month, or when a client pays an invoice, do not look only at the name of the company on the receipt. Look through it. See the divine energy behind the numbers. Close your eyes and say, "Thank you, Infinite Source. I recognize that you are the origin of this money. Thanks to Company X for serving as a channel, but my faith and my gratitude are placed in you, who are the eternal supplier." By doing this, you cut the energetic umbilical cord with the boss and connect it to the universe. You take the weight of being your God off your boss, which releases the relationship, and you anchor yourself in the eternal. If you do this every time you receive money, your subconscious begins to understand that money comes from above, not from outside. And if it comes from above, there is always more than enough for you. The test of faith, the desert. Sometimes for you to learn this lesson, life will put you to the test. It will take away all your channels. You will be left without a job, without unemployment benefits, without savings. You will enter the desert. It is the most terrifying moment, but also the most sacred. It is the moment when the source says, "Do you trust me?" It asks, "Now that you have no crutches, do you trust me?" In the desert, you have to learn to manifest mana. You have to learn to create from nothing. You have to look at the sky and know that they are not going to let you fall. If you keep the vibration high in the desert, if you do not fall into despair, miracles will happen. Money appears in an old coat. You are invited to lunch. A job comes out of nowhere. The source proves to you that it can sustain you without traditional channels. Once you live a miracle of provision in the desert, you lose fear forever. You know you have a net. You realize that the supply is constant even when the pipes are gone. The difference between preference and need. The spiritual master lives in preference, not in necessity. He says, "I prefer to keep this job because I like it and it is comfortable, but I do not need it for my essential survival, because my survival is guaranteed by higher laws." Necessity creates tension. Preference creates freedom. It is a fundamental shift in energy. When you go to a job interview vibrating in need, you smell like fear. They offer you less money and treat you poorly. When you go vibrating in preference, "I would like to work here, but if not, I have other options, or I will create my own," you are magnetic. They offer you more. The source responds to freedom. It loves the free. Remind yourself every day, "I choose to be here. I am not trapped." Even if you have no other job in sight, mentally you have to be willing to leave. That willingness to leave is what allows you to stay with dignity. It removes the power from the external situation and places it back into your hands where it has always truly belonged. The channel is you. Let's go deeper. In reality, the definitive channel is not the job. The channel is you. You are the pipe through which divine intelligence wants to express itself in the material world. God wants to paint pictures, build bridges, write codes, and heal people through you. When you block your creativity, you are obstructing the pipe. When you refuse to serve, you are obstructing the channel. You are preventing the source from flowing. And if the water does not flow, it stagnates. And if it stagnates, the money does not arrive. To have money, you have to ask yourself, how can I be a cleaner and wider channel? How can I let more value pass through me today? Do not ask, what can I get out of the world? Ask, what can I let pass into the world? The more you let pass, service, the more the pipe gets wet, money for you. It is impossible to be a channel for large amounts of water and remain dry. Money is the side effect of being a useful channel. Expand your service to expand your wealth. Betrayal of the source, putting security in objects. Many people try to accumulate money, assets, to feel secure and not depend on anyone. They say, when I have 1 million in the bank, I will be free. Error. Now you depend on the bank. You depend on there being no inflation. You depend on no bank run. You depend on the currency not devaluing. You have changed one idol for another. You have changed one idol, the boss, for another idol. Accumulated capital. You still have fear of losing it. The only real freedom is knowing that, even if you lose the million tomorrow, you have the generating capacity intact to create it again. Confidence must be in the creator, you plus source, not in the creation, accumulated money. Do not put your security in what can rot, be stolen or devalue. Put your security in what is immutable, your spiritual connection and your talent. When your anchor is in the infinite, you walk the earth with the unshakable peace of someone who knows that the warehouse of the universe is always open and the supply is guaranteed. Unexpected channels. When you obsess over a specific channel, I want the money to come from this client, you limit the universe. You tell God how he has to do his job. The universe is infinitely creative. It can bring you money through a tax refund, a gift, a raffle, a sudden idea, a massive discount. It has 1,000 ways to reach you. If you are fixed on money only comes from hard work, you close the other doors. Open your mind. Affirm, I am open to receiving abundance from all known and unknown sources. Let the universe surprise you. Sometimes you ask for money to buy a car, and the universe has someone give you a car. The result is the same. The result is the same, but the channel was different. Do not get attached to paper money. Get attached to the essence of the wish fulfilled. By remaining flexible and open, you allow the infinite intelligence to find the path of least resistance to deliver its blessings into your life, often in ways better than you imagined. Repairing your personal pipes. Sometimes the source wants to give to you, but your internal pipes are broken. What are your pipes? Your health. If you are sick and exhausted, you cannot channel much energy. Take care of your body. Your mind. If you do not study, if you do not update yourself, your pipe becomes narrow. Learn new things to channel more value. Your relationships. If you are in conflict with everyone, your social channels are blocked. Money comes from people. The maintenance of your personal channels is your responsibility. The source provides the water. You provide the plumbing. If you want more water pressure, install larger pipes. Grow as a person and expand your being. Chapter 7, The Art of Blessing. I want you to remember the last time you had to pay a large and unexpected bill. Perhaps it was the mechanic, the dentist, or a tax. Remember the exact moment you took out your credit card or made the transfer. What did you feel in your body? You probably felt a contraction in your stomach, a lump in your throat, a tension in your shoulders. And mentally, perhaps you thought, damn it, how expensive that they are robbing me. Now I have less money. I wish I didn't have to pay this. That physical and mental contraction has a name, payment pain. It is a visceral resistance to letting the energy go. And I have to tell you something very serious. That pain is a curse you are casting. Every time you pay with rage, with fear, or with resentment, you are charging that money with a toxic vibration. You are sending the universe a message of scarcity and hostility. You are telling the money, I hate that you are leaving. It hurts me to use you. And money, which is energy sensitive to your intention, receives the message. As no one likes to be where they are hated or where their departure causes pain, money begins to avoid you. Welcome to Chapter 7. Today we are going to learn energetic manners. We will discover a technique used by the happiest billionaires in Japan, the concept of Arigato money popularized by Ken Honda. We will learn to wash money. We are going to learn to wash money spiritually. We are going to transform the act of paying into an act of gratitude and celebration. It seems impossible to celebrate paying an electricity bill, right? By the end of this chapter, it will not only be possible, it will be your favorite ritual. You will turn every expense into a sacred seed. Happy money versus sad money. Physical money is identical. A €50 bill is the same in the hands of a mobster as in the hands of a nun. But energetic money is radically different. Money has memory. It carries the emotional footprint of who touched it last, and above all, of who is using it now. There are two types of money circulating in the world right now: sad money, unhappy money. It is the money that moves with fear, stress, rage, or arrogance. It is the money paid grudgingly. It is the money received after a job you hate or through a scam. This money is heavy. It creates anxiety in the one who has it. It is spent quickly on emergencies or vices. It never seems to be enough. Happy money. It is the money that moves with love, gratitude, and joy. It is the money you give smiling to the cashier. It is the money you receive from a satisfied client who pays you with pleasure. This money is light. It flows. It multiplies. It creates peace. Your mission is to become an alchemical filter for this energy. It doesn't matter if you receive sad money from a stressed boss or an angry client. Your job is to wash it with your consciousness and turn it into happy money before letting it go back out into the world. You are the purification plant of the economic flow. You hold the power to reset the vibration of every cent that enters your life. The Arigato technique, inflow and outflow. The technique is deceptively simple, but it requires iron discipline until it becomes a habit. It consists of saying arigato, thank you, or simply thank you at every movement of money. 1. Arigato in, receiving with grace. Many people have trouble receiving. When someone gives them money, they feel unworthy or suspicious. They say, "Oh, you shouldn't have." Or they look at the money with suspicion, "Let's see if it's enough." That blocks the flow. When money arrives in your life, your immediate reaction must be internal celebration. Say mentally, "Arigato, thank you, welcome. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for nourishing my life." Receive it well. Receive it with the emotion of one who receives a dear friend coming to visit. If money feels welcome, it will want to return and will bring its friends. Do not judge the amount. Appreciate the flow. A grateful euro opens the door to 1,000 euros. A despised euro closes the door to the million. Gratitude is the magnet for more. Arigato out, paying with blessing. This is the hard part, the part that separates the masters from the apprentices. You have to give thanks when the money leaves, when you pay the mortgage, when you pay the fine, when you buy bread. Why? Because money is not lost. Money is transformed. You are exchanging paper for value. When you pay for light, you are buying clarity, heat, and technology. Thank you. When you pay for food, you are buying life and health for your cells. Thank you. When you pay your taxes, you are contributing to roads, hospitals, and the common good. Thank you for allowing me to contribute. You must make the mental shift from loss to value. You're not losing 50 euros in gasoline. You are gaining 500 kilometers of freedom of movement. When you see the value you receive, the pain disappears and gratitude arises. Then, when handing over the bill or the card, you say mentally, "Arigato, thank you for having served me. Go, feed others, and come back to me multiplied." Bid farewell to the money with a blessing, like someone saying goodbye to a child going off to study abroad, with confidence and love, knowing that it will return wiser and bigger. By blessing the departure, you ensure that the vacuum created is filled with a higher frequency of abundance. You are the director of the energy. The sacred transaction, the moment of contact. The supermarket cashier is your priest at that moment. They are the intermediary of the flow. Most people treat cashiers like machines. They don't even look at them. They throw the money at them. They are on their phones. That is sad money. The master makes eye contact. The master smiles. They hand the money into the hand. They do not throw it on the counter. And in that second of contact, they emit a beam of golden light. May this money bless you and your business. The cashier may not know what you are doing, but they will feel a sudden relief. They will feel your good vibe. You have injected light into the financial system. You have blessed the chain. You have turned a commercial transaction into an act of white magic. If you pay online, do the same. Before clicking Confirm Payment, place your hand on the screen or keyboard. Feel gratitude for having the money to pay. There are millions of people who would pray to have the money to pay that bill you hate. You are solvent. You have solvency. That is a miracle. Honor your solvency. Say thank you, money, fulfill your function. And click. By doing this, you stop being a victim of the charge and become a sovereign who chooses to distribute wealth. This shift in posture changes your entire relationship with the material world and its laws. Money as a lover, the personal relationship. Imagine that money is your romantic partner. How do you treat it? When it is with you, do you ignore it or criticize it? It's never enough. You last so little. When it leaves, do you grab its leg, crying and screaming? Don't go, you leave me empty. When it returns, do you reproach it? Why did you take so long? Where were you? If you treated a human partner like that, they would leave you in 5 minutes for being toxic. No one wants to be with someone possessive, whiny, and ungrateful. Neither does money. Treat money as the perfect lover. When it is with you, enjoy it, care for it, organize it. When it leaves, give it freedom. Let it go with absolute detachment. Go have fun, circulate. I will be fine here when you return. When it returns, celebrate it without reproaches. This relationship of freedom and trust is the most magnetic one that exists. Money is attracted to people who do not desperately need it to breathe. It is attracted to people who let it circulate. Circulation is life. The wallet ritual, the temple of money. Where does your money live? Take out your wallet right now. Is it torn? Is it full of old receipts, gum wrappers, expired cards? Are the bills crumpled, rolled into a ball, thrown in any which way? If so, you have a poverty wallet. You are telling the money, your house is a garbage dump, I do not respect you. It is an insult. Your wallet must be a 5-star hotel for your money. Buy a good wallet. Let it be beautiful, something you like to touch. It is the symbol of your wealth. Clean it. Throw away all old receipts. They are energy of past spending, dead energy. Leave only what you need today. Order the bills. Put them all facing the same way from largest to smallest. Smooth them out. Treat them with reverence. Put an amulet, optional. Something that reminds you of abundance. A lucky bill you don't spend. A sacred image, a phrase. When you open an orderly and clean wallet, you feel peace. You feel control. When you open a chaotic wallet, you feel stress. Money wants to sleep in the clean wallet, healing the wound of inflation, the price. We live in times of high prices. You go to the market and everything is more expensive. The automatic reaction is complaint. What thieves? This is impossible. The country is going to hell. That complaint is a decree of poverty. You are aligning yourself with the victim. The master uses the high price as a stretching exercise. When you see a high price, instead of complaining, say, God is my inexhaustible source. The price is irrelevant because my provision is infinite. I bless the one who sells this, for they must need prosperity too. Raise your gaze above the price. If you focus on the expensive, you make yourself small. You shrink your field. If you focus on I can pay for it, or I will be able to pay for it, you make yourself big. Do not allow a price tag to determine your emotional state. You are greater than any number. By remaining unperturbed by the cost, you maintain your frequency of abundance, which in turn ensures that the resources to pay will always be there. The coin on the street, the humility test. You are walking and you see a 5-cent coin on the ground, dirty. Do you pick it up? Most people don't. It's too little. What a shame to bend down for that. It's dirty. Fatal error. The universe is giving you a test. If you don't bend down for 5 cents, you are not ready for the 5 million. Money is money, the energy is the same. Despising the small is despising the essence. The master bends down, picks up the dirty coin, cleans it and says, Arigato, money. Thank you, universe, for this gift. It is a sign that abundance is on my way. Celebrate that coin as if it were a gold ingot. You are telling the universe, I am attentive, I value every cent. I am humble to receive. That attitude of humble appreciation is the key that opens the large vault. By acknowledging the smallest expression of wealth, you prove you are a worthy steward of the greatest riches. Every cent is a representative of the whole, and your treatment of it determines your access to the infinite supply of the cosmic treasury. Blessing the bills, the supreme challenge. The letter from the bank arrives, the mortgage or the insurance. The instinct is to feel it as a threat, a vampire coming to suck your blood, change the mental frame. A bill is a certificate of solvency. They only send bills to people who have the capacity for credit and consumption. If you were totally indigent, you would have no bills. Having bills means you're in the game of the economy. It means someone trusted you to give you light, water, or a house before you paid. They gave you credit. They believed in you. Look at the bill and say, "Thank you for the trust. I have the capacity to pay this. I am solvent." Pay with pride. The pride of being a responsible adult. The pride of being a responsible adult who sustains their own life. That shift from victim of the collector to solvent adult changes your energetic posture before the world. You stop hiding from your obligations and start meeting them with the authority of someone who knows that the source of their supply is never ending. Alchemical washing, cleaning incoming money. Think about this. The bill that reaches your hands has passed through many other hands. Perhaps it was in the hands of someone who used it for drugs, or someone who earned it stealing, or someone who cried over it because they had no more. Physical money comes loaded with emotional bacteria. It carries the weight of human drama. If you don't clean it, you put that energy of fear and pain into your system. That's why sometimes we receive money and suddenly feel sad or anxious for no reason. It is the bill's charge. Quick wash technique. When you receive money, visualize for a second a violet flame or a white light. Imagine you pass the money through that fire. Say mentally, "I clean you of all past, I purify you. Now you are pure light. Now you are happy money at the service of good." Make it yours, neutralize it, and then charge it with your intention. "Now I program you to bring me joy and freedom." It is an act of sovereignty. You rule over the energy. You are the master of your own vibration. The speed of circulation, lubricant. Gratitude, Arigato, acts as a lubricant. In an engine without oil, parts rub, heat up, and seize. In an economy without gratitude, transactions rub. There is mistrust, aggressive haggling, fear of paying. The system seizes up. When you inject gratitude, everything slips smoothly. Money comes in and goes out fast without friction. The speed of circulation increases, and in economics, the velocity of money equals prosperity. 100 euros that change hands 10 times in a day create 1,000 euros of economic value. 100 euros kept under the mattress create zero value. Be an accelerator of money. Pay fast. Do not hold bills until the last day for control. Let the energy go. If you have the money, pay today. Release the energy. Make it reach the other person soon so they can pay in turn. Be the one who moves the wheel. By increasing the speed of your outflow with joy, you automatically increase the frequency and speed of your inflow. You become a high-speed conductor for the universal current of abundance. The boomerang effect, the law of return. Why does Arigato money work? Because everything you bless multiplies, everything you curse dries up. Jesus multiplied the loaves and the fishes after blessing them. He didn't complain that they were few. He gave thanks for what was there, and what was there became infinite. It is the same principle. It is a universal constant. If you bless your money on the way out, you are putting a return GPS to your house. You are telling it, "I treat you so well that you will want to come back." And it returns. It returns in the form of discounts, gifts, new clients, or luck. Sometimes it returns multiplied by 10. It is an investment of high spiritual profitability. Complaint impoverishes you. Blessing enriches you. It is a mechanical law. By choosing to be grateful, you align yourself with the winning side of the universe. You stop being a victim of math and start being a master of energy. Every arigato you utter is a deposit into your own future prosperity. The return is guaranteed by law. Practical exercise for the week. For the next 7 days, you are going to play the game of the grateful millionaire. Imagine you are an incognito millionaire going through the world blessing the economy. Every time you buy something, say mentally, "Arigato," as you pay. Feel the joy of being able to pay. Smile at the one charging you. Bless them mentally. Do it with heart. If a bill arrives, draw a happy face or a heart on the paper, or in your mind if it's digital, and write, "Thank you, paid." Clean your wallet. Observe how your anxiety level changes. Observe how the stomachache when spending disappears. When you lose the fear of spending, you lose the fear of living. You are finally free and abundant. Chapter 8. The Alchemy of Service from Need to Offer. There is a question that repeats millions of times every morning in the minds of broken people. They wake up, look at the ceiling with anguish, and ask themselves, "How can I make money?" It seems like a logical question. It seems like the right question. But I have to tell you the truth. It is the worst question in the world today. It is a toxic question. It is a question that guarantees your poverty. Why? Because it is centered on you. How can I get something from the world for me? It is the vibration of the predator. It is the vibration of the parasite. And the world, which is not foolish, detects the predator and closes the door. No one wants to give their money. No one wants to give their money to someone who only wants to take. Money is not made, unless you are the central bank and have a printing press. Money is attracted. Money is not pursued. It is received in exchange for something. If you want to get out of scarcity instantly, you must stop asking the selfish question right now. You must stop asking the selfish question and start asking the question of the alchemist. Whom can I serve today? What problem can I solve? How can I be useful? Welcome to Chapter 8. Today we are going to perform the most powerful transmutation of all. We are going to transform your lead, into an offer, gold for the world. We are going to discover that wealth is not a matter of luck, but an inevitable side effect of utility. If you are useful, you will be rich. If you are useless, to the market, you will be poor. It is harsh, but it is the law. Get ready to stop looking at your own navel and start looking at the pain of the world. Your fortune is there. Money is an applause. Let's change the definition of money. Money is not the goal. Money is the consequence. Money is a certificate of appreciation. It is the way society has of telling you, "Thank you. What you have done has served me. You have taken away a pain. You have given me a pleasure. You have saved me time. Take this paper as my gratitude." Money is an applause. An actor does not go out on stage shouting, "Applaud me, I need applause because I have low self-esteem." If he did that, the audience would boo him. The actor goes out on stage and forgets about himself. He gives himself to the character. He serves the audience by giving them an emotion. He gives it his all. And as a natural result of that surrender, the audience applauds, pays. If you don't have money, it's not because the system fails. It's because you are not receiving applause. And if you are not receiving applause, it's because you are not acting well or you're not acting for enough people. Poverty is market feedback telling you something. Poverty is feedback telling you, what you do is not useful enough for anyone at this moment. Do not get angry at the mirror. Improve the performance. Improve the service. Stop obsessing over the applause, the money, and obsess over the work, the value you deliver. Focus on the quality of your contribution and the gold will follow. Servitude versus service, the king's distinction. Many people reject the concept of service because their ego confuses it with servitude. They believe that to serve is to be a slave, to bow one's head, to be a servant. That is the ego speaking from arrogance. Servitude is doing what another commands out of fear, without dignity and without choice. It is a form of slavery. Service is an act of leadership. It is identifying a need and satisfying it with excellence by one's own will. The king is the first servant of the kingdom. His job is to protect, order, and provide. He serves millions. That is why he has the largest palace. The waiter serves food, the doctor serves health, the entrepreneur serves solutions. Jesus, the great metaphysician, said it clearly. Whoever wants to be great among you must be your servant. It was not a moralistic phrase just so you would be good. It was an economic equation, magnitude of service, magnitude of wealth. If you serve one person, you earn a salary. If you serve 1 million people, you earn a fortune. There is no other ethical way to become rich. Therefore, if you want to be a financial king or queen, you have to lose the fear of getting your hands dirty, helping others. The humility to serve is the door to the greatness of having. By elevating others through your work, you naturally elevate your own status and your abundance. The problem detector. Where there is pain, there is money. People flee from problems. Oh, what a mess, what a disaster, this is broken. They complain and leave. The alchemist runs toward problems, because he knows that money is hidden behind problems. Every problem is a business opportunity disguised as an annoyance. Pain is the roadmap to where the capital is waiting to flow. Do people's backs hurt? Opportunity for massage therapists, chiropractors, or ergonomic chair designers. Do people not have time to cook? Opportunity for Uber Eats or home cooks. Do people feel alone? Opportunity for dating apps, therapists, or communities. If you want money, stop looking for money. Look for problems instead. Go out into the street with scanner glasses. Listen to what people complain about. The complaint is the sound of a market opportunity. I hate doing my taxes. Bingo, opportunity for a manager or software. I never find parking. Bingo, opportunity for a parking lot or valet. Solve the friction and you find the gold. Where there is a complaint, there is a check waiting to be signed for whoever resolves it. Your job is to be the solver. The size of your bank account will be directly proportional to the size and complexity of the problems you solve. If you solve small problems, you earn little. If you solve big problems, you earn like Google. From need to offer, change of energetic posture. Let's analyze the energy of a job interview or a sale. Most go with the energy of need, asking. They arrive with slumped shoulders, nervous, thinking, please, hire me. Please, buy from me. I need the money to pay my mortgage. That energy is repellent. The employer or client smells your hunger and closes up. They feel uneasy. They feel that you want to take something from them, their money. Now imagine the alchemist. He goes with the energy of offer, giving. He arrives with straight shoulders, smiling. He is not thinking about his mortgage. He is thinking about your problem. He tells the client, I see you have a problem in your sales system. I have a solution. I have analyzed your situation, and I have a solution that will save you $10,000 a month. Here is my proposal. He is not asking. He is offering. He is giving a gift, the solution. This posture changes the whole game. You are no longer a job seeker. You are a value consultant. You are no longer an annoying salesman. You are a savior. When you change the focus from what I need to what you need, fear disappears. Because fear is always selfish, fear that I will be rejected. If you are focused on helping the other, there is no room for fear. There is only room for service. By becoming the answer to someone's prayer, you move from a place of lack to a place of power. The myth of I don't know how to do anything. Many of you tell me, but I have no special talents. I'm not a doctor or an engineer. How am I going to serve? That is a lie. It is your ego playing the victim to avoid working. Every human being has something to offer. Do you know how to listen? There are millions of lonely people who would pay for someone to listen without judgment. Do you know how to organize? There are people with chaotic houses who would pay for your order. Do you know how to walk dogs? Do you know how to write without spelling errors? Do you know how to smile and be kind at a counter? Service does not require a Harvard degree. It requires willingness. Start where you are with what you have. Excellence in the small is the beginning of the great. The best waiter in town earns more than a mediocre lawyer. It is not what you do, it is how you do it. If you serve coffee with love, with speed, remembering the client's name and making them feel special, you are delivering immense value. You are selling belonging and affection. That is worth gold. Find your gift. And if you don't find it, use your hands, but serve. By performing even the simplest task with a spirit of excellence, you sanctify your work and open the doors for greater opportunities. The universe rewards the one who is faithful in the little things by giving them charge over the great things. The law of exchange, do not work for free. Watch out. There is a spiritual trap here. Many people believe that service means gratuity. They believe that if they charge, it is no longer service, it is business. This is a serious error. Money is energy. If you give a lot of energy, service, and do not receive energy in return, money, an imbalance is produced. You empty yourself, you exhaust yourself, you will become resentful. And worst of all, the other person does not value what is free. If you give away your service, You are telling the other that your service is worth nothing. Charging is an act of love. Charging allows the cycle to continue. It keeps the flow healthy for everyone. If you charge well, you can eat well, rest well, and train more, which allows you to give an even better service tomorrow. The money you receive is the fuel that allows you to keep serving. A poor doctor cannot buy modern equipment to save lives. A rich doctor can. Charge for your service, charge well, give more in perceived value. Selling is serving, healing the sales phobia. Many good people hate selling. They say, I'm a therapist, artist, teacher, not a salesman. I don't like to bother people. Listen to me well. If you have something that can help a person, a product, a healing, a teaching, and you do not offer it for fear of selling, you are being selfish. You are withholding a blessing. You are depriving that person of the solution they need. Imagine you have the cure for a headache, and you see someone suffering from a migraine. Do you stay quiet so as not to bother? No. You go and say, I have this. It will take away the pain. It costs this much. That is not bothering, it is loving. Selling is helping someone. Selling is the sacred act of connecting a need with a solution. If you believe in your product, you have a moral obligation to sell it with passion. You have to shout it from the rooftops. You have to overcome your shyness, because your shyness is preventing people from healing or improving. Be a proud bridge builder today. Obsession with the customer, love in business. The secret of the richest companies in the world is obsession with the customer. Not obsession with the competitor, nor with the money, but the obsession with, how can I make life easier for this person? Apply it to your life. Fall in love with your customers. Fall in love with the people you serve. Do not see them as wallets. Do not see them as wallets with legs. See them as human beings with fears, desires, and pains. Ask yourself every morning, how can I surprise them today? How can I give them something they don't expect? The wow factor. Going the extra mile. If they pay you for 10, give 12. That extra 2 is the seed of your future fortune. That extra is what generates loyalty, recommendation, and positive karma. People forget what you said, forget what you did, but they never forget how you made them feel. If you make them feel cared for, important, and served, they will give you all their money, and they will thank you for accepting it. Love is the strategy. Scalability, serving the masses. If you are serving with excellence but still don't have much money, the problem is scale. You are serving too few. Perhaps you are an incredible massage therapist, but you can only give 5 massages a day. You have a glass ceiling. To jump to massive wealth, you have to find the way to serve many while you sleep. Use your mind. Technology, art, or product enters here. Write a book. You serve thousands at once. Record a course. Create a physical product. Hire employees to give the massage using your method. Disconnect your time from your income. Find the way to clone your service. Complete alchemy occurs when your value can reach millions of people. That is freedom. But the base remains the same. Utility. If the book is useless, it will not sell. If the product is bad, it will fail. Scale only amplifies utility. By focusing on how to help more people with the same effort, you align yourself with the expansive nature of the universe and allow true wealth to manifest in your world. The flow state, giving without losing oneself. There is a magical state when you serve from the heart. Flow. Time disappears. Fatigue disappears. You feel that a higher energy passes through you toward the client. You are not the one who does. You are the channel. When you work like this, the work regenerates you instead of tiring you out. It is a divine connection. You leave a work session with more energy than when you entered. That is a sign that you are in your dharma, purpose. The money that comes from this state is the most blessed and happy money that exists. If your work drains you and makes you bitter, you are in the wrong place, or with the wrong attitude, you are out of sync. You are serving from the ego. I have to do this. Not from the spirit. I love doing this. Seek your zone of genius, that which you would do for free but for which you charge dearly. There is your gold mine. When your passion meets the world's needs, you become an unstoppable force for good and a magnet for infinite riches. Transformation of envy into inspiration. When you see someone who earns a lot of money, do not say, how lucky they are, or whom must they have robbed? Ask yourself, how many people are they serving? Look at J.K. Rowling. She is a billionaire. Why? because she served magic, entertainment, and hope to hundreds of millions. Her fortune is the applause of her readers. Her fortune is the accumulated applause of millions of grateful readers. When you understand this, envy disappears. You understand that if you want their results, you have to match their level of service. Wealth becomes a metric of impact, not a sin. Reframe your envy as a compass pointing toward the level of service you are meant for. Exercise the value audit. I propose a brutally honest exercise. Sit down and write. 1. What problem do I solve? If you don't know, you have a serious problem. 2. Whom do I solve it for? Who is my tribe? 3. Do I do it better, faster, or cheaper than others? What is my advantage? 4. What grade would I give myself from 1 to 10 in service excellence? How can I increase the value I deliver tomorrow without being paid more yet? If your answer is, I just go to the office and do the minimum so they don't fire me, then do not complain about your salary. Your salary is the exact reflection of your attitude of minimum service. If you want to earn more, you must serve more. Arrive earlier. Propose improvements. Help your colleagues. Make yourself indispensable. If you are indispensable, you will have power. You will be able to ask for a raise or go to the competition earning double. The market fights over useful people. The market ignores average people. Become a giant of value and the gold will find you. Chapter 9. The Karmic Bank Strategic Generosity. There is an image I want you to visualize. Imagine a farmer who has a sack of wheat seeds. It is all he has. His family is hungry. The farmer looks at the sack and thinks, if I throw these seeds into the earth, I will lose them. They will get dirty. The birds will eat them. They will disappear under the mud. I better keep them for today. If he does that, he will eat today. But tomorrow he will die of hunger. To have a future harvest, the farmer must have the crazy courage to take his treasure and throw it on the ground. He must detach himself from it. He must trust the darkness of the earth. That act of losing the seed is the only mechanism that creates multiplication. A kept seed remains a seed or rots. A released seed becomes an ear of 100 grains. You are that farmer. Your money is your seeds, and most of you are eating your seeds. You are holding back every cent out of fear of future scarcity. And in doing so, you are violating the law of the harvest. You are committing financial suicide now. You are attempting to receive without giving. Welcome to Chapter 9. Today we are going to talk about strategic generosity. I am not going to talk to you about moralistic charity. I am not going to tell you to give money because it is good to be good. I am going to tell you to give because it is the most intelligent and selfish strategy. It is the smartest investment strategy that exists. We are going to discover the existence of the Karmic Bank, a bank that never goes bankrupt, that pays the highest interest in the cosmos, and that only accepts deposits made with an open heart. If you want money to chase you, you have to learn to let go of it. Open your hands today. The physics of the closed fist. Make a fist with your hand, squeeze it hard. Now try to put something inside that fist. You can't, it is closed. Try to take something out. You can't do that either. A closed fist is a dead system. Nothing enters, nothing leaves. This is how stingy people live. This is how those who are afraid live. They live with their financial sphincter tight. They believe they are protecting their money this way. But what they are doing is suffocating it. To receive, you have to open your hand. And by opening your hand to receive, inevitably, what you had inside falls out or is shared. It is the price of openness. The law of circulation is absolute. Energy must move to stay alive and healthy. The blood must return to the heart to be pumped again. If the blood decides to stay in the feet, you get gangrene. Money must leave you so that it can return to you renewed. If you stop the outflow, spending, investment, donation, you automatically stop the inflow. You create a stagnant reservoir. Generosity is the pump that moves the water. The metaphysical tithe, the 10% law. All ancient traditions spoke of the tithe, giving 10% of your income. Modern people reject this. That's a church thing to rob us. Forget the religious institution. Look at the sacred mathematics. Why 10%? Because it is an amount small enough not to ruin you, but large enough to hurt your ego. The ego hates giving. It wants 100%. When you give 10% voluntarily, you are making a declaration of independence from your ego. You are telling it, you are not in charge. Money is not my God. I am the master of money, and I can give it away. But there is a deeper metaphysical reason. By giving 10%, you are paying the silent partner. You are acknowledging the source. In your life business, you put in the work, but the universe, the source, puts in the life, the energy, the opportunities, the luck, and the client who walks through the door. The universe is your majority partner. The tithe is the recognition of that partnership. It is saying, I recognize this comes from you, I return a part to you. John D. Rockefeller, the richest man in modern history, gave the tithe from his first paycheck as a child. He said, God gave me my money. It doesn't matter if you believe in God or energy. If you do not recognize the source and return a part, you become arrogant. And arrogance precedes the fall. Humility keeps the flow open and wide. Generosity as a sign of abundance. Let's talk about vibration. Who gives money? Only the one who has can give. The one who has not cannot give. Therefore, the act of giving money, especially when you feel tight, is the most powerful mental magic trick that exists. When you give a bill to someone, you are sending a powerful signal to your subconscious. I have enough. I have more than enough. That action breaks the pattern of scarcity into 1,000 pieces. You cannot feel poor at the exact moment you are giving money away. It is vibrationally impossible. In that instant, you are rich. And as the universe responds to what you are, it responds by sending you more resources to match your state. Giving is the fastest way to convince yourself of your own wealth. You are bypassing the logic of the mind and entering the logic of the spirit. By acting as if you already possess the abundance you seek, you collapse the wave of possibility into the particle of reality. You become a living magnet for the very substance you release. The test of the desert, giving when there is none. It is easy to give when you have plenty. That has no karmic merit, that is leftovers. The true magic happens when you give what you lack. The biblical story of the widow is the perfect example. She gave her last 2 coins. Jesus said she had given more than the rich because they gave from their surplus, and she gave all she had. Metaphysically, this means she trusted totally in the source. She jumped without a net. When you give in the middle of your financial crisis, you are defying the logic of fear. You are activating the multiplier effect. If you are afraid of running out of money, the best cure is to give some away. You break the paralysis of fear. You demonstrate faith. And faith is the currency of the kingdom. I have seen people come out of bankruptcy by starting to donate small amounts. It is like priming the water pump. You need to pour a little water in for the stream to start coming out. This small act of will signals to the field that you are ready for the flow to resume. Strategic generosity, to whom to give. This is where many go wrong. They believe generosity is giving money to any beggar or complaining relative who asks for it. No, that is sometimes an energetic waste. The karmic bank requires intelligent investment. There is a spiritual rule. Give where you receive spiritual food. Think of a restaurant as your metaphor for life. If you eat at an excellent restaurant, do you give the tip to the waiter there? Or do you go to the restaurant across the street because you feel sorry for them? It would be absurd. You give the tip where you were fed. Apply this to your life. Who inspires you? Who nourishes your soul? Who gives you value? Support that source. Is it an author, a content creator, a mentor, a charity that resonates with your values? Give money there. You are feeding back the source of your inspiration. You are saying, this is valuable to me. I want it to keep existing. Giving out of pity or guilt lowers your vibration. Giving out of gratitude and inspiration raises it. Attitude is everything, giving with joy. The universe does not count the amount. It measures the vibration of the act. If you give 1,000 euros with anger, I have to donate for taxes, or this guy is so annoying, the vibration is negative. You have lost 1,000 euros and gained no karmic credit. If you give 10 euros with a radiant smile and a genuine desire, it's explosive. You have invested in the karmic bank. God loves a cheerful giver. If it hurts to give, better not give. Keep it. Buy yourself an ice cream, because giving with pain poisons the flow. Wait until you find a cause or a person that makes you excited to help. That emotion of how good it feels to help is the signal of a valid transaction. The acceptance of your gift by the universal bank is marked by your internal state. When the act of giving becomes an act of self-celebration, you have mastered the law. You are no longer paying a debt or helping a victim. You are celebrating the infinite wealth of the universe through the channel that you are. That is true power. The karmic boomerang, non-linearity. Here is the calculation error that frustrates people. They believe money must return from the same person they gave it to. I helped John, and now that I'm down, John doesn't help me. Generosity is a scam. You have not understood the system. You did not lend to John, you lent to the universe through the window called John. The universe owes you the money, not John, and the universe will return it to you, but perhaps it will do so through the window called Peter, or lottery, or inheritance, or new client. The return is not linear, it is omnidirectional. If you expect a specific return, you are doing a commercial trade, not a karmic business. Give without expecting anything from that person, but expect everything from the source. Keep your accounting with God, not with humans. God always pays, and with compound interest. By detaching from the who and the how of the return, you allow the universe the freedom to surprise you with the magnitude of its response. Pay yourself first, the first beneficiary. Within generosity, there is a forgotten recipient, you. Many spiritual people give to everyone but themselves. They wear broken shoes while helping others. That is a lack of self-love. You are the channel of God. If the channel breaks, the help ends. The first law of wealth is, pay yourself first. Prioritize your own well-being. Before paying the landlord, the bank, or charity, set aside a portion for yourself. For your savings, your investment, or your enjoyment. It is an act of respect. You tell the money, I am the producer of this. I deserve to keep a seed. If you give everything away, your subconscious becomes resentful and stops producing for you. Fill your cup first. Only when your cup overflows can you give from the surplus without emptying yourself. By honoring your own needs and desires, you maintain the strength and the joy necessary to be a sustainable source of help for others. Self-care is not selfish. It is the prerequisite for high-level service and wealth. Intangible generosity, when there is no money. But I don't even have a euro to give. Lie. Generosity is a state of being, not a financial transaction. If you have no money, give what you have. Give time, give a smile, give a sincere compliment, give advice, give a prayer, give physical service. Everything is energy. If you give an honest smile, you have given valuable energy. You have changed someone's day. That is recorded in your karmic account. Start giving the intangible, and you will see how the tangible starts to appear. There is no excuse not to be generous. We all have something that another lacks. By sharing your non-material riches, you activate the same laws of flow that govern the gold. Saving versus hoarding, the intention. Is saving bad? Is it contrary to circulation? It depends on the intention. Saving from fear, hoarding. You keep money in case something bad happens. You are visualizing disasters. You are stagnating energy. This blocks you. Saving for investment, expansion. You keep money to grow for a business or for freedom. You are visualizing growth. This is magnetic. Money in the bank must have a mission. Do not leave it still and silent. Give it a purpose. This money is my freedom army. This money is the seed of my empire. Then, even though it is sitting in the account, energetically it is vibrating with purpose. It is charging itself. The trap of when I have more, I will give. This is the ego's favorite lie. When I win the lottery, I will give millions. When they raise my salary, I will help. You won't. If you don't give €1 out of your 10, you won't give 100,000 out of your million. Money amplifies what you are. If you are stingy with a little, you will be stingy with a lot. You will fear loss more. Generosity is a muscle. It is trained with small weights. You have to create the neural habit of letting go. Start today. Leave that coin in the tip jar. Donate €5 to that online cause. Buy your friend a coffee. Break the inertia of retention now. If you wait for a surplus, you will never give because the ego always rises. The ego always raises the level of expenses so that there is never a surplus. By giving now in your current state, you prove to your subconscious that you are the master of your finances. You break the chains of not enough and you step into the shoes of a wealthy person today. The universe loves this bold consistency, the flow of life, inhaling and exhaling. We return to breathing. Money coming in is the inhalation. Money going out is the exhalation. If you try to only inhale and refuse to exhale, you turn purple and die. Giving is exhaling. It is releasing the old air so you can take in new, fresh air. Feel the pleasure of exhaling. Feel the relief of letting go of money today. How good it feels to empty myself, to fill up again. Trust your lungs, trust the atmosphere. You will never lack air as long as you keep breathing. You will never lack money as long as you keep circulating it. The rhythm of the universe is a cycle of giving and receiving. By participating in both, you stay in the flow of life. Investment in social capital. Strategic generosity creates something more valuable than money: social capital and reputation. The generous person is welcome everywhere. The stingy person is tolerated, but not loved. When you are known as someone who gives, who contributes, who invites, people want to do business with you. They want you to do well. They protect you. They recommend you. You have created a human safety net. If one day you fall, there will be 100 hands ready to lift you up because you helped them before. The stingy man falls alone. No one lifts him. Your generosity is your life insurance. It is the ultimate safeguard against the fluctuations of the market. Exercise, the scandalous tip challenge. To break your scarcity pattern, I challenge you to do something crazy once. Go have a coffee or a cheap meal and leave a tip equal to or greater than the cost of the food. If the coffee costs €2, leave 5. Watch the waiter's face. Observe your own internal resistance. Are you crazy? That's a lot of money. Overcome it. Do it. Leave the place. Feel the expansion in your chest. You feel like a king. You feel powerful. For the price of a coffee, you have bought the feeling of being a millionaire. That feeling is what attracts millions. Do small acts of generous madness to remind your subconscious that you are above money, not below it. You rule. The Karmic Bank is open 24/7. You don't need paperwork, you only need intention. Every time you give, you are making a deposit. And the universe is a meticulous accountant. It loses no data. The day will come when you need a withdrawal, a crisis, or an opportunity. You will approach the cosmic window and ask for a miracle. And the teller will say, "Of course, sir. You have a lot of accumulated balance from all the times you helped, smiled, and gave. Here is your miracle." Keep your account in the positive. Be the source of blessing for others. Because, in the end, the only wealth you take from this world is what you have given. Be a light today. What you kept stays here for others to fight over. What you gave goes with you, converted into light. You have understood the law of circulation. You have mastered the bank. Now you are ready for the final step. In the next chapter, we will bring it all together. We will learn how to live in permanent abundance. Chapter 10, The Invisible Wealth, the State of Being. Imagine two men. The first has $50 million in the bank. He lives in a mansion, but he works 14 hours a day, suffers from insomnia, takes anxiety pills, does not know the names of his children's teachers, and lives terrified that his partners will rob him. If you ask him how he is, he says, "Busy, stressed, I have no time." It is a heavy life. The second has just enough to live comfortably, perhaps a couple of million or perhaps less. But he wakes up without an alarm clock. He eats breakfast slowly with his family. He spends the afternoon reading or walking in the forest. He works on projects he deeply loves. He sleeps like a baby. If you ask him how he is, he says, "At peace." At peace, grateful, enjoying. Now tell me, who is the rich man? If you answer based on accounting, the first is richer. If you answer based on quality of life and consciousness, the first is a beggar with money, and the second is a true king. We have reached chapter 10. Today we are going to redefine success. It is time for the truth. Today we are going to redefine success. We are going to discover that money in the bank is just the tip of the iceberg of true wealth. We are going to talk about invisible wealth, that wealth that cannot be devalued, that pays no taxes, and that no one can steal because it is not in your pocket. It is in your being. This is the goal. This is the final destination of alchemy. It is not about having gold, it is about being of gold. This transformation of the spirit is what allows you to hold external riches without losing your soul. True power comes from the internal alignment of your essence with the infinite abundance of the universe. You are becoming the treasure. Having versus being, possession versus identity. We live in the culture of having. We are measured by what we have, the car, the house, the watch, the position. The problem with having is that it is external and perishable. If your identity is based on what you have, you live in a state of existential fragility. If I take away the car, the money, or the position, who are you? If the answer is nobody, then you are poor even if you have millions. The culture of being is the next evolutionary step. The wealth of being is internal. It is the accumulation of wisdom, peace, experiences, love, connections, mental health, and freedom. The man who is rich does not need to show that he is rich, he just is. In fact, the truly rich of soul and pocket are usually discreet. They do not need external applause because they have internal approval. The nouveau riche makes noise with his Ferrari because he feels empty. The old rich of spirit rides a bicycle and smiles because his wealth is his enjoyment of life, not the envy of others. Your goal should not be to have 1 million, but to become the person who is capable of generating and enjoying 1 million. Money can disappear. The capacity to generate it, your being, is eternal. By focusing on your growth, you ensure that you will always be a magnet for prosperity, regardless of the fluctuations of the world. The true luxury, time and presence. The scarcest asset in the universe is not diamonds or Bitcoin. It is time, and more specifically, present time. You can buy the most expensive bed in the world, but you cannot buy sleep. You can buy the best watch, but you cannot buy time. Invisible wealth is measured in temporal sovereignty. You must be the owner of your own life. Are you the master of your schedule? Can you decide what to do today? Or is your day dictated by necessity and the orders of others? The man who earns $10,000 a month but has no free time is poorer than the one who earns $2,000 but owns his afternoons. Money is a tool to buy freedom. If you use money to buy things that enslave you, you fail. If you use money for things that enslave you, houses requiring maintenance, cars requiring expensive insurance, status requiring appearances, you are using the tool backward. You are buying gold chains. Invisible wealth is being able to sit in a park on a Tuesday afternoon, watching your child play without looking at your phone. That absolute presence is worth more than any yacht, because in that moment, you are touching eternity. On the yacht, if you are stressed with the phone, you are in hell. Presence is the only place where true satisfaction can be found, and no amount of material gain can compensate for the loss of the ability to inhabit the now. The concept of enough, the vaccine against greed. In the consumer society, the goal is always more. The horizon always moves away. If you have 1 million, you want 10. If you have 10, you want 100. It is the rat race. You never arrive. There is always hunger. Invisible wealth is based on defining your enough. What is enough for you? You must set the boundary for your peace. Not what society says, but what your soul says. Enough is a comfortable house, healthy food, being able to travel twice a year, and not worrying about bills. Perfect. The moment you define your enough, you win the game. You stop running. You are no longer a slave to unmeasured ambition. You are finally a free man. Now you work to maintain your enough, and use the surplus to serve, create, or rest. Reaching the point of saying, I need nothing more to be happy, is the highest degree of spiritual wealth. From that point, everything that arrives extra is pure fun, not necessity. The irony is that when you stop needing more flows in. The integration of heaven and earth, the mystic millionaire. For centuries, they have sold us a false duality. Either you are spiritual, poor, ascetic, good, or you are materialist, rich, hedonist, bad. The mystic millionaire breaks that duality. He integrates heaven and earth. He has his head in the stars, divine connection, intuition, high values, and his feet on the ground. He is whole. He has his feet on the ground. Financial management, solid business, enjoyment of matter. He renounces nothing. He uses money to expand his spirituality, travel, retreats, helping others. He uses his spirituality to expand his money, business intuition, ethics, service. He understands that matter is densified spirit. It is all one. Enjoying a good wine, a silk sheet, or a sunset on a private beach is a way to honor creation. God did not create a world of pleasures for you to reject them for being holy. God created the world to experience himself through your senses. Enjoy wealth without guilt, but do not become attached to it. Be the owner, not the possessed. The wealth of relationships, social capital. At the end of your life, you will not count the bills. You will count the hands that hold you. You will count the shared laughter. You will count the moments when your eyes shone while looking at another human being. Invisible wealth is your bonds. Do you have true friends? The kind who would be there if you went broke tomorrow. Do you have a partner who loves you for who you are, not for what you give? Do your children respect you and want you near? That is your true net worth. Investing in relationships gives an infinite return. The man alone in his golden castle is the ultimate image of spiritual poverty. Use your money to create moments with others. Invite people, give experiences, travel with friends, transform money, cold paper, into memories, human warmth. Money is spent, memory lasts forever. By enriching the lives of those around you, you create an energetic circle of support and joy that is worth far more than any number on a balance sheet. Your legacy is your love. Health is foundational wealth. There is a saying, the healthy man has 1,000 wishes, the sick man has only one. If you lose your health, all the money in the world loses its value instantaneously. Steve Jobs, with billions, could not buy a new pancreas. Your body is your vehicle. It is your temple. Invisible wealth is waking up without pain. It is energy. Invisible wealth is having energy. It is being able to climb a staircase without gasping. Invest in your health before the stock market. Eat organic. It's expensive, yes, but it's an investment. Train, rest, pay the best preventive doctor. Treating your body like a Ferrari is the clearest sign of self-esteem. You deserve the best. If you are rich but fat, tired and sick from working too much, you are a terrible asset manager. You have burned the primary asset, you, to get secondary assets, money, a ruinous business. Prioritize your vitality today, for without it, you cannot enjoy the fruits of your labor or serve the world with the power of your spirit. Mental peace, the silence of noise. How much would you pay to never be afraid again? How much would you pay not to have that voice in your head that criticizes you? Mental peace is priceless. It is the supreme luxury. Invisible wealth is going to bed with a clear conscience, knowing that you have not scammed anyone, that you have given your best, your soul is clean, knowing that your accounts are clear. Integrity is profitable. Sleeping peacefully is the greatest dividend of honesty. If to earn money you have to lose your peace, doing illegal, immoral things or things you hate, the price is too high. No amount of money justifies the loss of your soul. Seek money with peace always. It takes longer to arrive, but when it arrives, it nourishes you. Dirty money poisons you. By aligning your financial pursuits with your moral compass, you ensure that your wealth is a source of joy and stability rather than a source of hidden torment and regret. True prosperity is the harmony of your actions and your values. Absolute confidence, the safety net. The greatest wealth is knowing that you will never lack anything. Not because you have a lot accumulated, but because you know how the universe works. You know the laws, the ones we have seen in this book. You know you are a channel. You know the source is infinite. You know how to attract. That certainty gives you total peace. That certainty gives you a tranquility that physical money cannot give. He who only has physical money lives in fear of losing it. Robberies, market crashes. He who has knowledge and connection has no fear. If they take everything from me, I create it again tomorrow because the factory is me. That is true security. Be the factory. Carry your bank inside your head and your heart. Be a portable generator of abundance. You can parachute into any country in the world without money, and in a year you will be prospering again, because it is you. Your internal mastery of the laws of wealth makes you independent of external circumstances and a sovereign of destiny. The legacy beyond life. Finally, invisible wealth is what you leave when you go, and I'm not talking about the inheritance for your children, which often only serves to make them fight. I'm talking about your footprint. Is the world a better place because you passed through here? Did your company improve people's lives? Did your art inspire, give back? Did your kindness console? That is your legacy. Immortality is not bought, it is built with acts of service. Knowing that your life had meaning, that you were not a simple consumer of oxygen and resources, but a contributor of value. Die empty, having given all your gift. That final satisfaction is the currency for the trip. That final satisfaction is the currency with which you pay for the trip to the other side. By living for something greater than yourself, you ensure that your existence leaves a permanent resonance of light in the field of human experience. You have succeeded not when you have taken much, but when you have left much behind you. Exercise, living from the end, feeling the wish fulfilled. To embody this invisible wealth, we are going to use Neville Goddard's technique. You are going to live for 24 hours as if you were already that person, rich in being. Walk like a rich person, do not run. Kings do not run. Walk slowly with dignity. Speak like a rich person. Do not complain, do not talk about prices, talk ideas. Talk about projects, about beautiful things. Eliminate victim words from your vocabulary. Decide like a rich person. Faced with a decision, ask, what would my millionaire and mystic self do? It would probably choose the healthiest, the most beautiful, or the kindest, not the cheapest. Feel like a rich person. Gratitude. Evoke the feeling of gratitude and sufficiency. I have everything I need. Everything is fine. Hold that vibratory suit all day. At first you will feel weird, like an actor. But if you practice it, the suit starts to stick to the skin. You start to think this way naturally. And when your being changes, your having has no choice. The final synthesis. Money is wonderful. It is a tool of freedom, expansion, and play. Love it. Seek it, create it, but never, never, never kneel before it. Never give it the power to define who you are. You are the master. It is the servant. You are the source. It is the water. You are the life. It is only a symbol of life. Keep the hierarchy correct. Keep the correct hierarchy. God, source. You, channel. Money, tool. Things, toys. If you reverse the order and put things or money above yourself or God, you suffer. If you maintain the order, you flow. You are now a master of the alchemy of gold. Go forth and shine with the light of your own internal and external wealth. Conclusion. The Mystic Millionaire. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe. I want you to remember the person you were when you started listening to this audiobook. Remember their anxiety. Remember their sense of smallness. Remember how they looked at money with fear, as if it were a wild animal that could bite them or flee. Remember the guilt and the weight of the lineage. Remember the feeling of fighting alone against a hostile universe. That person no longer exists. They have died. They have dissolved in the fire of understanding. What remains now, listening to these words, is someone new, someone who has remembered, someone who has cleaned their glasses and now sees the world as an energetic playground. Throughout these chapters, we have dismantled the biggest lie ever told. The idea that God and money are enemies. They told us we had to choose. Either you serve God or you serve riches. It was a translation trap. It was a manipulation to keep you poor and obedient. The truth you have discovered here is that money is liquid light. It is the energy of creation seeking to express itself, expand and serve. And you, as a child of the source, have the right and the duty to manage that energy. Today, a new archetype is born in you. You are not the miserly rich from the movies, that sad and empty being who accumulates out of fear. You are something much greater today, nor are you the spiritual poor, that being who renounces the material world believing that lack is holiness. You are the synthesis. You are the evolution. You are the mystic millionaire. Who is the mystic millionaire? It is the human being who has their head in the stars and their feet firmly planted on the earth. You are both worlds. It is the one who meditates in the morning and closes business deals in the afternoon, knowing that both activities are sacred. It is the one who understands that signing a check to build a school is as spiritual as praying. It is the one who knows that money is not their master, but their most potent tool to bring heaven to earth. The mystic millionaire does not pursue money, They attract it because of who they are. They know that their vibration is their real bank account. They know that their service is their engine. They know that their gratitude is their magnet. They have stopped operating from need, the vibration of the beggar, and operate from offer now. They operate from the vibration of the king. They no longer ask, what can I get out of this, but how can I bless this? And paradoxically, by stopping wanting to take, they begin to receive in abundance. I'm going to ask you one more thing before we say goodbye. I'm going to ask you to accept your responsibility in this world. The world is in crisis. The world is full of fear, pain, and scarcity. The world does not need more poor, scared, and complaining people. The world desperately needs good people with money. We need people with heart, ethics, and consciousness, people like you, to have the economic power. Because money is an amplifier of the soul. If money is in the hands of unconsciousness, it destroys the planet and exploits the weak. But if money is in your hands, imagine what you can do. Imagine the forests you can replant. Imagine the conscious companies you can create. Imagine the art you can finance. Imagine the peace of mind you can give to your family. It is time. Being rich is no longer a vain option for you. It is a moral mandate. Your poverty serves no one. Your smallness does not illuminate the world. You have to be rich to be influential. You have to be rich so that your voice is heard. You have to be rich to prove that good can also be prosperous. Become the living example of abundance. Become the example that one can be immensely abundant and deeply spiritual at the same time. Starting tomorrow, when you go out into the street, walk differently. Walk with the dignity of one who knows that the infinite source backs them. When you enter a store, do not look at prices with fear. Look at the products with gratitude. When you pay a bill, say Arigato and smile, knowing that you are injecting life into the economy. When you see someone with success, bless them, because you know that their success is proof that yours is possible. And when fear assaults you, because the ego will try to return, remember the vacuum. Remember the law of rhythm now. Remember that if you make space, if you trust, if you let go, the law of rhythm will bring the tide back. It always returns. It never fails. It is physics. Do not worry about the how. The how is the universe's job. Your job is the what, your clear desire, and the who, your vibratory identity. Occupy yourself with your state. Occupy yourself with maintaining your frequency in peace, freedom, and gratitude. Occupy yourself with serving with excellence. Occupy yourself with cleaning your channels and honoring your lineage. And let life, in its infinite intelligence, surprise you with miracles. They will arrive in ways that you cannot even imagine today. Unexpected checks will arrive. Brilliant ideas will arrive. Key people will arrive. You are no longer alone in the struggle for survival. You have connected to the power grid of the cosmos. You are an open channel. Let it flow. Let the water run. Do not hold it back. Do not be afraid. There is enough. There is more than enough. There is infinity. You are the source. You are the gold. You are the miracle. Thank you for having the courage to heal your relationship with the energy of money. By healing yourself, you have healed your ancestors and released your descendants. The chain of poverty has been broken today. The golden link shines in you. Go and prosper. Go and shine. Go and love. And always remember, everything you need is already within you, waiting for you to give it permission to come out. Thank you. Arigato. It is done. The world is waiting for your light and your wealth. Walk forward with the certainty of a creator. Your new life begins in this very breath. Blessings.